Good morning, big bro. Man, this guy, what a slave driver. What a slave driver you are, sir. Man, guys, I only have so many hours in the day. Do you guys want me to stop doing my second half of the Dennis Herrera show? If you guys want me to stop doing the second half of the show, I can always be on time in the morning. I love you, big bro. Big hug from me to you, my friend. Cool Cat Renee, look at you. Look at you. This is the right time to come on. This is how I know this is the right time to come on. Because my big bro, Cool Cat Renee from South Cal, is in the house. That's how you know it's going to be a good day. That's how you know. Tanya, good afternoon. I'm assuming it's afternoon. We're at 11:20 over here. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening. He's saying happy middle of the night, whatever you are listening to me today. Thank you so much for being here with me. My love to you and yours, Tanya. Kramis, oh snap. He says, not again. Here we go. Here we go. Kramis, no, never mind. It's not Kramis. Who is it that doesn't like my jewelry showing up on top? I can't remember what it was. But let me see. Who was it? August? Emperor? I don't know. One of you guys doesn't like me wearing my gold cross on top or outside of the suit. Well, here, listen. Let me tell you something. Somebody said it was ghetto, but I'm going to tell you something. You see this little clip right here on my tie? Here. You see this clip right here? Okay. This obviously, if you know about ties, right? You know that this clip is meant so that this don't separate, and so also so that it stays on par with if I can do this right, so it can stay on par with the shirt. Okay, so whatever I move is there, but there are these little loops. I ordered some, and I don't know. I must throw them out away because I guess they come in a little bag, right? They're like clips like this, but what it is it's like a small necklace, and it should clip onto a button on the shirt, and then you should put the tie inside, and then outside you get to have your cross or whatever design you put on your clip. I'm going to tell you something. There is nobody out there that I know that is as personal with you as I am. Nobody out there is as personable as I am with you. And you can take that to the bank. And if you are here with me today, you will agree with me. Because there is a lot of podcasters out there. There's a lot of people probably saying similar things that I am. Some of them are making really good money, $100,000, $400,000 a year. That's fantastic. Congratulations. I wish them the best. But at the same time, you have all these people that are doing their lives. Everybody is a genius on politics and religion. And, everybody's a genius, and they want to share their opinion, which is okay. I'm not right all the time. I am sure that I'm sure somewhere, I haven't caught myself yet, somewhere I will be wrong. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about facts. I could be wrong about an amount of money, maybe a date. Yeah, and yes, you should hold me accountable for it. Be like, hey, Dennis, that's not 10 billion. It's 100 billion. That's what I want from you. I want you to be able to help me out, deliver the truth out there. Now, you guys know I don't like being manipulated. I am, like as I always say, I am nobody's bitch. Nobody's, okay? But I love people, and I want everybody to be prosperous. I want this world to be filled with peace. And sometimes people don't like the way I talk. Yeah, it is what it is. I am sure mommy taught you that when you leave the house, there's going to be a lot of people out there with some really strong language, and you got to learn how to deal with it. And so, being that we are adults in this channel, it is made for 18 and older, so I don't see why there would be a problem with adults having a great conversation. Now, with that being said, I think that I bring you a unique podcast experience. Why? because I really interact with you. Now, I'm not here to interact with you to put you down or to grab my little spoon and start cooking. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm here for. If I ever go very strict or disciplinary, or I start rebuking or exhorting those Christians out there that call themselves Christians, it's because they ask for it. But you will notice, and I have proven this many times, that every time somebody wants to have a conversation, we can have a fantastic conversation. See, I think you have your freedom of speech. That's fantastic. But with the freedom of speech, there is rewards and there is consequences. For example, if you go out there and get in somebody's face and just start cussing them out and start saying all these nasty things about their family and their mama and their kids, well, that little freedom of speech right there will have a consequence that most likely would get your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? So, freedom of speech, yes, but you gotta learn when to use it accordingly. Here, for example, here we go. For example, if I go into a leftist podcast and they're saying something wrong, like they're lying about something, I'm not going to go in there and be like, oh, you libtards. Oh, you idiots. You ignorants. You guys don't know what you're talking. No. Listen, that's their channel. That's, I'm there with their rules. So my comment would be more like, well, actually, this is actually what happened. And that's it. Done. I leave it at that. No problem. They still get mad. I still got the clip from Santana. You remember that? If you have been watching me for a while, you know I showed you a clip from Santana. This guy, he's a leftist. He's racist. He don't like white people. I get it. Listen, to each his own. That's his opinion. But he was talking about unaffordability. And people like to talk about gas prices and all that stuff. And so I asked a question. And I said, who is responsible for the state? President is responsible in whole for the security of the United States of America, which is why the executive branch, the president, the commander-in-chief, is in charge of foreign policy. Critical strikes, precision strikes, negotiating, deals, agreements, like destroying drug boats coming from Venezuela, like taking a criminal with a warrant out of Venezuela and freeing the Venezuelan people. See, that's what a president does. Now, it is, and I get, you can put your 2 cents on there. I'm not going to get mad at you. That's what I want. I want you to put your 2 cents in there, okay? Congress, it's needed to declare war. Now this is, and maybe I might have to go and revisit this, but I want you to think in this logic. Think about this logic. Why? Why is Congress needed to declare war? Is it to tell the president about foreign policy? Absolutely not. Is it to tell the president that there is a reason or not a reason? Absolutely not. I want you today, this morning, let's start it off hot. Let's start off hot. Hot. I say hat. Hot. See, this is why I like English accent sometimes. It's hot in here. Hat and hot. I can't tell the difference. But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So let's get started, all right? So, Congress is needed to declare war. Mel, I see you, bro. How you doing, Mel? Good morning. Listen, Congress is needed to declare war. That's right. No money for war, fool. Charlie, now I don't know if you're being sarcastic. I don't know if you're being a jackass, or you are a genius. Because that is right. What is Congress' responsibility? Money. Congress is there to approve money usage. The Congress is not there to tell the president, oh, wait a minute, you can't attack the country. That's not Congress's job. That's not Congress's job. That is the executive branch, not the legislative. Not the legislative branch. That is the executive branch's job and decisions. So why do we need Congress? Here we go. My man just said it. Charlie said it. Money. It's sort of like the, yeah, Mel, you beat me to it. That's right. So Congress are responsible for the money. They got to control the budget. But they're not there to tell the president that he can't go and attack. They're not there to tell the president that he can't do this. It's just money. Right, Charlie? He knows it. He knows it. No, it's not. Okay, Mud. Give me something. Give me something up. Let me see. Give me a spot on the Constitution where it says that that Congress can tell the president if it's okay or not to declare war. Now, of course, the president can declare war himself, but we want to make sure, right, money-wise, they do to a certain point put their 2 cents in there. But it's more about money. It's more about the budget. Let's see if anybody can somebody tell me this. Mud Butter, shut up. I gave you so many chances yesterday to call in, to participate, and you were just being a jackass. I don't want to hear it. Hey, good afternoon, Sarge. Good to see you here, Sarge Searer. Sarge Searer. All right. I want to I make my statements because I want to hear people's opinions. And I'm not seeing much in here. Charlie is the closest. Mud Butters is just a negative guy. Cray Miss, correct. Wars, Powers Act. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Here we go. So, I make a statement, and I want you to think about it. Right? So the logic on part of it is that the president, the executive branch, is the one who is in charge. They are the commander-in-chief. The legislative branch, they're not the commander-in-chief. They are not in charge of the security of this country, though they make laws. So there is something to be said about it, and you got to have a conversation on the lowest level where we at, okay? So you got to have the conversation, but that doesn't mean that you're just going to believe anything that the Congress says, okay? Now, what is the approval that we need from Congress? That's what I want you to tell me. All right, here we go. That's what I want. Here we go. So let's go ahead and read about it, okay? Here we go. Now, yeah, remember, we're like in 40-something days, right? There's always a loophole. And here we go. All right, so the War Powers Resolution of 1973, okay, that's actually pretty damn recent, to be honest, often called the War Powers Act, is a federal law intended to check the U.S. president's power to commit armed forces to combat without congressional approval. Wait a minute, what? Okay, well, without congressional approval, I like that. Pass over President Nixon's veto after the Vietnam War. It requires notification within 48 hours of deploying troops and limits engagement between 60 to 90 days without a formal declaration of war. So here's the catch. Again, this war was created by Iran. And they've been doing now, again, when we say Iran, we're just talking about the government. We're not talking about the people. Good afternoon, Sandra. Good to see you, sis. What we're talking about is that Congress is needed for declaring war because we need money. And then also they do have some say, but at the end of the day, it is the president's decision to best move forward to protect our country. So as I just read to you, it requires notification within 48 hours of deploying troops. Here's the other half. And limits engagement to 60 to 90 days without a formal declaration of war or authorization. Therefore, we don't need the approval of Congress to get involved in this war because we're not officially declaring war. But they do have the card of the budget, of the money. That is huge. And so what the Constitution doesn't want is the president to just go make war on everybody and just waste the people's tax money. That's what I'm understanding. Now, again, we can argue all about it, but we got 60 to 90 days, okay? And then within 60 to 90 days, we can get everything done. Republicans are MAGA, my friend. And we're not turning on MAGA. You know what I find interesting when I hear that? When people say, screw MAGA. Okay, first of all, you have to say the whole word. And listen to how stupid you sound. Say it with me, mud butters. Screw making America great again. F making America great again. Say it with me, mud butters. It sounds better when you just say MAGA, right? Because it just sounds like some cult. But say it with me. We don't want to make America great again. You see how stupid you sound? I want you to think logically about what you're saying. Every time I hear somebody saying, oh, they're stupid MAGA. Wait, we're stupid because we want to make America great again? Yeah, go ahead, say it. Say it, but don't abbreviate it. Say the words with me. Ready? Make America great again. Salud, my friends. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. If you are here, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Think about becoming a member. This channel is made so that we can talk about politics, religion. A lot of people on the left side don't like me, and a lot of Christians don't like me. The LGBTQ definitely don't like me. Neither does the fascist Antifa. They don't like me because I tell the truth. And I wish that we can have a conversation. Like, for example, the Cray Miss just gives me this report. Now, let's go ahead and continue with this because this is good information. We used to check blood pressure, blood type at marriage. Odin? I don't remember that in any type of my history. Maybe we're for your history. Maybe for that side. We support God's chosen people. Foxbox, you get some hot flames today, my friend. Hot box. Oh, how come it's not giving me the whole name here? Let's see. Foxbox, not hot box. Foxbox. There we go. Awesome comment. Bam! There we go, brother. Or sister. We don't know. We don't know what the gender is here. Mel says Cuba will fall without a war. They are struggling. Actually, I believe that Marco Rubio is already sending some stuff to start dealing with Cuba, and I hope that that something good comes out of it. Let's say Article 1, Section 8. Let me finish reading this. The key provisions of the War Powers Resolution. This is the most recent, 1973. So you got to stay with me on the dates. Cray Miss, you are fantastic. I appreciate that. That's what I love about you. The consultation. The president must consult with Congress in every possible instance before introducing armed forces into hostilities. Now, we're not bringing, we got troops all over the world. They're already there. We already got troops all over the world. Now, let me tell you something. If I am the president and I see, listen, you have to understand something and why I am against you. We voted as a nation for a president. We got him. We support him 100%. Now, there's some rhinos, and there's some people that really don't like President Trump. But this is where I am, and this is why I no longer support the Democrats. When President Trump came into office, I'm going to be honest with you. I understand that politics is dirty. It's a dirty game. And people are going to say the nastiest things and this and that. At the end of the day, when everything is all said and done, you shake hands and you move forward to do the best for this country. With that being said, Democrats have not done that. Democrats turn into socialist Democrats. And they say, screw the American citizens. We don't care about you as long as we make our money. And I have a problem with that. Because Congress has technically betrayed this nation. They have leaked information to our enemies. How can we trust them any longer? I don't. I don't trust Congress. Congress is a useless branch. It's become so corrupted that the branch is not there for the purpose that it was created. I would be so happy to be able to tell you today, President Trump, you got to listen to Congress. No, I wish that I could say that to you. But I can't in good conscience tell you that. Because every single Democrat in office right now puts illegal immigrants before American citizens. And I don't stand for that. I don't know what we need to do to get rid of Congress. I don't know. But I can tell you, Congress is useless. They are doing the opposite of what they were created for. They were there to make laws to keep the order in our country. Instead, they break the law every single chance that they get. Look right now. We have our troops. We got 60 to 90 days to do what we're doing right now. We have our American troops. Not one Democrat has said, I don't like our troops over there, but I sure pray that they succeed on their mission. Not one Democrat. Not one. Not one Democrat support. Well, actually, there is one. Okay. There's no two Democrats. Maybe two. Okay. There is no three Democrats. I love Fetterman. That's why I'm saying that. I love Fetterman. There is no Democrats that support our military troops. They are hoping they lose and die so that Trump looks bad. Not one of them on the left says, I pray that our troops are safe and are successful on this mission. Not one Democrat says that. But every Democrat says, free Palestine. Free the Iranian regime. Iran doesn't deserve this. What? Freedom? Not one Democrat says, I am against 45,000 innocent Iranians being killed by this regime, which is a follower of a satanical religion. Not one Democrat condemns them. Lucas, hello, I'm a black and support Trump. There you go. That's a real patriot right there. That's why. But don't worry. We'll get to the Article 1. We'll get there. We'll read that. But right now we're reading the 1973, the War Powers Resolution. And we got 60 to 90 days to do it. President Trump already talked to them, to Congress, and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Precision strikes. The moment that we officially declare war, which I hope that he does, regardless of, if he likes Congress or not, I hope that Trump says something and we get sort of an agreement with Congress. I really hope so. But we know that we have too many cowards in Congress. Let me tell you how our government is today. Somebody mentioned term limits on my, Sandra, on my landscape mode. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you why. And we're going to continue reading. Just bear with me. Congress, the senators, the legislative branch is a piece of shit. I just don't trust it, period. But listen, they are so used to putting on their suits and making $175,000 a year of your taxpaying dollars. My man, welcome, sir. And they go there every day. It's just a career. It's just a job. It's not a service to the people. It's just a job to make money. And what I mean that it's just a job is they don't give a shit what happens to you or me. They are just there to make their money. These politicians are so comfortable. There is no pressure. There's no war against them. They don't go to jail for lying every single day. They're not held accountable for anything. They're kings. This is why they say no king, because they want to be that king. They want to tell the president what to do. This is why they love Biden, because there was this thing called the digital pen. $1 billion here, sure. Signed by Joe Sleepy Biden. They think we're stupid. Brian, what's up? They think we're stupid and that we're not going to think about it. But I think that Congress is a bunch of snakes. And they got to get burnt. We got to get them out of there. We got to get them out of there. One smart person in here so far, Sandra, says that we need term limits. Now, we've said this many times, and I don't know how we can get to it, but doggone it, we need to get to term limits. All these fossils in Congress and the Senate, they got to go. Listen, you guys know that I love Senator Kennedy, but he's got to go. He's too old. He needs to retire. Go home. Work on your garden. Spend some time with the grandkids. You see how bad it is for them. Listen, I'll be 50 in a couple of months here. I'll be 50 in a couple of months. And I can tell you that as sharp as my brain is, as much as I like to analyze, let me turn this down, I think it's too loud. As much as I like to analyze things, I'm not going to be in my sharpest game. I've been missing some things. Who knows? We all have to go through it. Thank you, Cutting Edge. Now, I only pause for super chats like this. He will never give the power of the military to the Congress by declaring war, because he will lose all the power in the military and they can use that against them in the midterms. This is why he made the ceasefire to reset again. Absolutely. And yes, and of course, and we can cease fire, we can stop, and then the 90 days reset. And that's how that works. So President Trump is a very smart man, and he's doing the right things. But you cannot trust these people. They need term limits. They got to get out of there. okay? They are making rules to benefit illegal immigrants instead of you, the American people. Listen, I used to have a friend. His name is Eric. If Eric ever listens to this, I'm very disappointed in you. His name is Eric, and he's one of the first friends that I made when I was in this country. Love his family, much respect for the parents, and they all turned lefties. The only reason why they turn leftists is because they have family that are in this country illegally. And you have to understand something. Hey, Alex, how are you? David, good afternoon, bro. You have to understand something. When people have family members or even close friends that the emotions are there, right? The emotions are there, and they got to stand by them. They will break the law to protect their loved ones. Listen, people do this all the time. Christians that once were true Christians, they are now accepting gay bishops. It is an abomination. It's biblical. Old and the New Testament tell us this. Now, I'm only talking to Christians. If you're not a believer, forget about it. Forget about it. Listen, user, if Trump is cooked, we are all cooked. The whole United States is cooked. Just so you know. If the people want to go vote for socialist Democrats, listen, I don't know how many times I have to tell you. I don't understand why you can't see it. You can't see it. Socialist Democrats, listen, the idea sounds nice, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Do you know why socialists right now? Do you know why they can do the socialist programs that they have? Can somebody tell me why do we have so much money and why do we have peace in the United States? Anybody, go for it. Put it in the chat. Tell me today, why do we have so much money and why do we have peace today? I'm going to continue reading. This is the reporting part. The president must submit a report to Congress within 48 hours of deploying troops into combat or conflict imminent situations. The time limit, troops must be withdrawn within 60 days, plus a 30-day withdrawal period, unless Congress authorizes a longer engagement or declares war. The expedited procedure. Congress can use fast-track procedures to vote on whether to authorize or remove troops. Now, this is what Cutting Edge is saying. If they get access to that, okay, Precious Herrera, this person is a bot. I don't appreciate you using my wife's beautiful name. So get out of my chat. Don't need you here. Be respectful to my family, please. Steve, how are you, my friend? Man, yeah, I would love to meet you, man. If you guys are here in the Seattle area, man, let's do it. Maybe this weekend. Let's have some coffee. Let's talk about it. Let's try to get involved, and I want to hear from you. What do you want to see happening in the state of Washington? All right, historical context and purpose. The act was a response to the Vietnam War, where President Johnson and Nixon engaged in long-term combat without a formal declaration of war. Congress sought to reassert its constitutional authority over the war-making, Article 1, Section 8, and ensure collective decision-making. Constitutional validity. Every president since 1973 has deemed the act an unconstitutional infringement on their authority as commander-in-chief. Well, well, well. I hope that you're listening still, Mud Butters. This is your thing. Presidents often act consistent with, rather than pursuant to, the act, arguing they are not bound by its constraints. The effectiveness is that the critics argue it is ineffective, while proponents see it as a necessary transparency tool that forces congressional action. Marvin, that doesn't surprise me. Let me ask you something, Marvin. You've been coming to my channel for quite a while, actually. You know where I stand. You know where I'm from. You know what I believe. You know the respect that I have for Americans and the country, etc. Why have you not figured out by now that the socialist Democrats are destroying our country? That you being here illegally, or your cousins or your uncles or your parents, even if you are an American citizen, why can you not see that national security should be a priority to us, even us migrants that have become American citizens? Don't you know that we have a responsibility to secure the borders? We have a responsibility to make sure that our people from our countries where we were born, or maybe your parents were born, that we have an obligation to make sure that we support secure borders? I can't believe it. Somebody's making fun of my accent. You know what that means. You know what that means. It's time to shut up.
Once a stronghold of forces loyal to captured dictator Saddam Hussein, the city of Tikrit, here in northern Iraq, is now firmly under the control of American forces. Or is it? These members of the Iraqi resistance movement, still loyal to Saddam Hussein, think otherwise.
The Americans tell lies. Each day our forces grow stronger. Each day we move closer to our goal of driving the infidel... What are they?
Nothing, carry on.
Driving the infidels from our motherland. We are not afraid to... Are they subtitles? They are, aren't they?
No.
Well, what do I need subtitles for? Can't you understand what I'm saying? I studied English at the bloody American University in Cairo.
Well, obviously I can understand what you're saying.
Oh,
But
you see how they condescend to us with their subtitles.
Oh, maybe it's teletext, you know, for the hearing impaired.
Teletext.
No, a lot of TVs come with teletext nowadays.
Wait, say something again.
My friend has an 80...
Hey, how come he doesn't need subtitles?
Well, obviously he's comprehensible.
No, and I'm not.
Look, if you...
I speak perfect English. She sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Round the ragged rocks, the Oh!
The situation remains as dangerous and volatile as ever here in northern Iraq. While the rebuilding continues...
What? I can't understand you speak English. Where is your subtitles now? Oh, you think you're so good? Look at me! I got subtitles!
Kerry Downs, Iraq.
Shut up!
Oh, and people making fun of my fake accent. What is wrong with you, man? Thank you to all my members for being here on the Dennis Herrera Show. We'll continue this talk after I give you guys thank you for your support. Release the Swalwell files. Thank you to all my members. I appreciate you all, patriots. And if you want to consider becoming part of the membership, I will appreciate you and will love you forever and ever and ever. Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. This is entertainment. Yes, we talk politics and we talk a lot of BS about everything. But what we don't want is just be sheep that do what anybody tells us. We want to be able to use critical thinking. I want you to never just believe what I say. I want you to do your research. Find some information that will either contradict or corroborate what I say. And guys, if you come in here, even Marvin loved that beats. Let's go. If you're making fun of my accent, by all means, go ahead. I wish that I had Antonio Banderas' accent. That will be fantastic. Unfortunately, when I learned English in this country, which, by the way, within 6 months I was speaking English with a heavier accent. But you have to understand this, that I learned my English from a mixed variety of people. There was Mexicans. Mexicans have been the biggest influence, okay, here for me in the United States of America. And I never ask. I never assume that just because somebody's Hispanic, they're illegal. On the contrary, I automatically assume they're like me, and they are here legally. And I love everybody, regardless. And even if I know that they're illegal, I'm not gonna tell them, "Hey, get the hell out of here," unless they're causing problems. Then I have a problem. But many times I go to a gas station. Sometimes when I drop off my daughter, for school, we stop by at 8 p.m. And there's always Mexican people and a lot of Guatemalans, Salvadorians that work in construction. Now, it could be sheetrocking, it could be, whatever type of construction. But when I see them, I always smile. I always tell them good morning, and I speak to them in Spanish. I don't try to speak to them in English. I know, they don't speak English. You know how I know? Because they don't. When I hear them speak in English, I speak to them in English as to support them. Now, even if they don't speak English, I don't assume that they are illegal, because I know of people that even though they have married because they want to get papers, they're still residents and they don't speak English. They very broken English. But anyway, what I'm saying is that I learned English from Vietnamese people around me, from Chinese, Korean, Mexican, Salvadorian, Panamanian, Guatemalan, Russians, Ukrainians, Indians. And by the way, I don't speak like that. Take it to the coming for the Dennis Herrera show. Please leave me a message in the comment in there. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I don't talk like that. That's not my accent. That's probably the worst Indian accent that I can make, by the way. But the thing is, I don't have a legitimate accent. Listen, there is a guy, his name is Mindspeak, okay? He's from El Salvador. When I have met Salvadorians that speak good English, their accent is so similar to his. It really is. Other Honduran people don't have my accent. But I've also been around Southern blacks down from Louisiana, right? New Orleans. I mean, people make fun of me when I name the states and cities, but everybody has a certain accent. And let me tell you something. If you think, Gary, if you think that I'm trying to be white, that is an honor. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. I think white people are fantastic. I think nobody loves blacks more than white people do. I don't think there is any ethnicity group out there that loves the world more than white people. White people are more compassionate, regardless of your experience in your life. White people want to go and help Africans. Africa. I don't want to wait, I don't want to wait, I don't want to wait. Na na na. Ooh, na na na. That's Jamie Foxx. Africa. Anyway, I think that, when I hear people with accents, I think it's fantastic. I love being an American, and I love to be able to hear people with different accents. It reminds me that this is not a racist country. It reminds me that this country is fantastic and is phenomenal. And I'm grateful to be here. But with that being said, we'll get back to our point that we're doing. Congress cannot be trusted. Congress has shut down the government just because they don't like President Trump. Hey, Shelby, how are you? Love to see my sis over here on my channels. Thank you for being on the landscape mode. If you're in a computer, if you're in a tablet, landscape mode I think is better. If you are in your mobile devices and all that stuff, then portrait will be the best option, I think. All right? Whatever you like, I do for you. You're like diamond in the sky. I am horrible at accents. I don't even know why I try. All right. So with that being said, I think President Trump is doing fantastic. I think that the media, it's crazy how the leftists, it's just the leftists and some undecisive panicans, as they call them nowadays. Okay, the panicans. They don't want war, and we don't want war. But, you know, there's a member that I have in here. His name is Jason Beatrice. Not Jason Martin. He's my general, but he's not Jason Beatrice. Jason Beatrice has a son. He is actually, I think, is what he said. He is one of the Marines that boarded that oil tanker. I think. If Jason Beatrice, if you watch this, and if I'm mistaken, please correct me. But I think I heard him saying that that was his boy. So I'm assuming that his son was in that group, okay? All right. So I think that President Trump is doing a fantastic job. I think that we're going to benefit hugely for what we're doing in Iran. I don't trust Congress. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you how much I trust Congress. I don't trust Congress. Oh, man. Rhinos, yeah. Alex, you're right, bro. You're right. You know, but this is the problem. When people make decisions with emotions, rationalize the situation. Think about what you're supporting. When I voted for President Trump, I was sure, 100%, I know what's coming. I know what's going to happen. And I support him. I vote for him. People get so easily distracted and lied to that I don't understand why. Why is it easy for people to be naive and gullible? Have you not learned from anything in history? Have you not learned just from what we've been doing so far that has been working? How much more do they have to do? Listen, I know there's talks out there about these people that believe that they know prophecy and that this United States of America is going to be destroyed. I'm going to tell you, I don't think they're wrong. No, I don't think they're right either, but I don't think they're wrong. Why do I say that? Listen, I'm going to share a clip, okay? And I hope I got the right spot. I'm going to share a clip from PBD, from Valuetainment. I hope it's okay. I hope that he doesn't get me in trouble. I love Patrick. Patrick is a very smart, very successful businessman. I dare not compare myself to him. But money does open some windows of opportunities to have guests like the fantastic, phenomenal Poland president. I think he's a president, not a prime minister. I think he's a president. The guy is fantastic. The guy is 3 years younger than me, by the way. 3 years younger than me. But I'm going to go ahead and play a clip from there in a little bit. Unc Andy, how are you? Good to have you in here. Good to have you in here. Let me go ahead and get this clip out here. Ready for you guys. Oh, what happened? There it is. Okay. This is on Instagram. Give me a second. Where is... All right, I think that's about as big as it gets. All right. Now, I'm not saying to go crazy. I am not saying that... yeah, he was. I am not saying... Wait, there's a Poland in here? Oh, that'd be fantastic, man. Poland people, that's my favorite people right now. I'm not saying that we're still dwelling on this, but I just want to give you an example. This is from the Eric conversation. I don't know what the hell his channel is. I think it just says the Eric. I think it's what his channel is. So he put a post on Instagram about somebody making claims that the election was rigged. I'm only pointing this out to show you that these corrupted politicians, the way that you're going to know they're corrupted is if they put illegal immigrants before American citizens. What's that, Shelby? Us 50-year-olds are still young. You better believe it. we might walk a little sideways, because that arthritis is kicking in, but we're still moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Our brains are still intact, and we're grateful for that. 50s is the new 30s, says Steve. Look at Steve is looking for a cougar. That's what I sounds like. Steve is looking for a cougar. It's cougar mama. BC, get out of here, man. Don't block BC. Don't block him. He's a bullshitter, but I like him. Don't block BCJ. He's all good. Nobody's illegal on stolen land, says the guy that lives on stolen land. Give it back, BC. Go give it back. Cougars are fun. Hey, listen, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have always found. Maybe, hey, you know what? I am glad because I'm not a pedophile. I have always found older women to be more attractive. I don't know why. It is what it is. Let me tell you something. Now, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. Once, I dated a woman that was 12 years older than me when I was in my 30s, okay? I thought, an older woman, more mature. They know what's up. They know life experience. They are going to be a better match for me because I'm a lot more mature. Well, I'm still a clown, but I am a lot more mature than most men my age. So I dated this woman thinking, wow, this woman makes me feel like a real man. You know what I'm saying? Like a real man. Because it's an older woman, so now I feel like a real man being with a real woman with experience. I know some people might think the other way, but I just think that was my mentality. I am 10 years older than my wife, okay? But now our ages are advanced. Don't get all perverted on me. But it turns out that she wasn't. She wasn't more mature. She wasn't making the right decisions. And by the time that she listened to me, it was too late. And so I had to break it off. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I thought she was very beautiful. She was very sexy. We did have some great conversations, which is one of the things that I love the most. When I have conversations with my wife, I really enjoy it. And I think that my wife is a fantastic partner with me. And I love her very much. But, it is what it is. It's like, even though I do like older women, my wife is younger than me. So far, so good. Now, does that mean that I'm going to be married until I die? I hope so. But if it doesn't and I end up being by myself, it is what it is. But I wouldn't blame her. I will blame me because I know how I am. I have, no patience. My wife is very sweet. She does need a man that is, a man. But she's a sweetheart. She really is. And sometimes I feel like I don't deserve her. So that's why in my mind it's like, if I ever don't end up staying with her for whatever reason, I don't want to take anything except for, my electronic, my little studio stuff that I have been saving up. That's all I want so that I can continue to do what I do. But I believe that my wife deserves everything. Everything. My wife deserves everything. The car, the furniture, the place, the money in the bank, all that is her. That's how I believe. Because why? Because my children are going to be with her. Yeah, they're going to be with me as well. But there's something about women that I really have a lot of respect for. And even though I might not be the guy, 15 years, guys, 15 years married, 16 together, but 15 years we're going to celebrate at the end of May. So I'm excited about that. Okay. So there is that. I think sometimes it's better if the man is older than the woman, but not 55-year-olds marrying a 6-year-old like the Muhammad did in the Quran. Muslims, that's a pedophile. And what's crazy? Oh, man, I'm not even going to get into that right now. All right, but I want you to hear this guy. Listen to this real quick.
Whatever you want about the 2020 election, but this guy up here brought extraordinary receipts.
That the election of 2020 was just stolen, was just outright stolen. So look at this. The odds of Trump winning these swing states, decisive states, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, when they stopped counting the votes and they sent all the ballot
Remember
watchers
when they just
home,
stopped counting
Georgia,
in the middle of the night?
he was up by 8 points.
Seems
and
strange, didn't it?
Statistical prospects of winning, let's see, winning the states before vote counting, up by 8 points and 83%. Oh, I see. He was up by 8 points. 83% of the votes have been counted. That means Trump had a 99% chance of winning Georgia. Yet he didn't, they said.
If you recall,
Pennsylvania,
China's
Trump was
stock
up by
market
16
started to
points when they
crash that
stopped
night
counting.
because Trump was predicted
64%
to
of the
win.
vote was in. Also, 99% Trump would win Pennsylvania. But he didn't, they said. Michigan, Trump was up by 10 points when they stopped counting, sent everyone home. 59% of the votes were in. Trump had a 97% statistical chance of winning Michigan. But he didn't, they said. Wisconsin, Trump was up by 5 points. 82% of the vote was in. He had a 97% of winning Wisconsin. But he didn't, they said. And when we look at these four collectively, and they said he lost all four, what are the statistical odds of that? 1 in 11 million. 0.000009%. And yet what happened to anyone who objected, who said, this looks sketch to me.
Say whatever you want
I
to say.
want to challenge this. And of course,
Very
it's still
compelling.
happening today.
Believe whatever you want about the 2020.
You can say whatever you want about it. BC, I know you live in La La Land. I know you live in La La Land. I think you've been smoking too much tuba, my friend. But listen, it is what it is. You know, unfortunately, socialist Democrats, they have been after Trump every single day through his whole term. And the one thing that pissed me off the most about Democrats, which is why I continue to support President Trump, it's because while the country needed some help, they just went after him over and over. And for Pete's sakes, you keep complaining about democracy's at stake. We don't give a shit about democracy. This is a constitutional republic, but okay, we're going to use democracy. We use it, we win, and you don't let us have our peace. Why? Why? Get a little puff of the magic dragon there, Mr. BCJ. A little bit of crack. Oh, man. Black don't crack, they say. I don't know if that's true, is it? Anyway, that's just one of the things that bugs me about Democrats, okay? The fact that they went after President Trump, they didn't care about helping our country. They didn't care about Americans' safety. They let the open border so that we can have all this. Listen, even if 10% out of 22 million illegal immigrants was in here, that is over 200,000 criminals that came into our country as unacceptable. No amount of good illegal immigrants, it's worth having 200,000 criminals, illegal aliens in our country. If you're in this country illegally, you can be a nice person, you might have a nice family, but you gotta go. If you don't want your families separated, don't come to this country illegal. You come here illegally and you make children. Why? Tell me this. Why? Why would you make children knowing that you're illegal? It's a rhetorical question. I know what the answer is, but you're not going to say it. BC, tell me, why would an illegal person make a family here in the States? 2.2. Oh, shoot, 2.2 million. That's right, because I did say 22. No, wait a minute. Oh, my goodness. That's right. That is right. I missed a zero in there. That's right. Thank you, Rosie. Shoot, that's 2.2 million criminals. That's crazy. That's even worse. See what I mean, guys? You got to correct me, man. Sometimes I don't have the right numbers. Dina already knows. Dina says anchor babies. Alex on the landscape says common sense ain't common anymore, unfortunately. Now tell me, guys, what podcaster out there gives you as much interaction as I give you? Huh? They can all be very similar, but they're not the same as I am. There's a lot of popular podcasts over there that have 7, 6, 8 million subscribers, and people are in there throwing super chats, and they're making all these comments, but nobody gives a shit. But in my podcast, we do. We care, and we interact when we need to interact. There is times where I need to say what I need to say, and there's times where I want to interact with you. Like right now, you guys are getting freebies. I'm looking at people's comments as much as I can because I have both. I got the portrait chat here. I got the landscape chat in here. I miss comments from everybody, but just know that I try, okay? All right, there we go. Henry, hey, Henry Diaz, how are you, man? Thanks for stopping by. Now get the hell out. You know, David says BCJ is puffing the magic dragon. That's okay, BC. I know, man. BCJ is my, I think he's New Yorker, but he's my New Yorker troll. But what I like about this troll is that he likes to bullshit. Why you, oh, he retracted the mess. I know you're talking to Henry, man. Don't worry about it. Oh, no, he's gone already. 30 minutes. 30 minutes is what he got. You know, here's the biggest problem, BC. It's, he didn't say, hey, how are you guys? Good afternoon. Good morning. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Yeah, well, I am a joker, Kevin. I'll give you that. That's the only reason why I am not going to kick you yet. Because I am a joker when I want to be a joker. The problem is that when I have to be serious, I am also very serious. There we go. Rosie sent a laughing disco. So, you know, people want to insult me, but then there is those patriots. You know, there is those friendly people that are in my chat. And those are the people that I want to reach out to. Listen, I have been an entrepreneur. Yes, believe it or not, I have been a pastor for over 5 years. Missionary pastor, not a general pastor. There's a little difference. I have been in radio. I've done my own radio. I've been a photographer, a videographer. I've been a public speaker. Yes, even with my ugly ass accent, I have been. And, you know, it's fantastic. I love it. Let's see. Dennis, when are you joining the Democratic Socialist in America? Well, alt delete. Nice name. Nice name. Alt delete. I'm the control. You are the alt delete. Listen, I have been a Democrat, but I'm not a socialist Democrat. You understand that? See, socialist Democrats is the new ideology, which includes Marxist, communist, and socialist ideologies. They're all in one. That's when you hear socialist Democrat, that's what that is. According to Professor Wolf, a socialist professor, that is the new socialist party. And that's why you hear more and more and more Democrats calling themselves socialist Democrats. What? Oh, look, it's the dude that looks at 10-year-olds and thinks, can't wait for that. You're such a pervert, bro. And by the way, I'm going to report you as harassment. I know who you are. You're a dumbass. See, guys, I'm sorry, but that's just the way that this guy is, okay? Let me see. I'm going to put this guy in here. Let me choose one option here. Yeah, that's good enough. Let me report this jackass. So I'm going to tell you what he's talking about. You guys probably already missed the comment. So he's talking about that I'm okay with somebody saying, now watch the difference. I'm okay with somebody looking at a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, and say, man, she's so pretty. When you get older, you're going to be a knockout. Just like if as women look at young kids. Oh, what one handsome little guy. He's going to be so handsome. If you were 18 and older, you know what I'm saying? And this jackass takes that in a perverted manner and says, I can't wait to hit that. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? See, that's satanical. That's demonical. He thinks that I'm a Muslim. I'm not a Muslim. There is a big difference on saying that. Okay? If you have a problem with that, I want to hear on the chat. Why do you support Muslims? Why do you think that's not a problem in our country? If that's the way you feel, I would like to hear from you. Steve says, Dennis, you aren't just a guy on YouTube. Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate you and your chat because you and the rest of the regulars feel like family to me. That's exactly what we want on our chat, okay? We want to have a family environment. Now, these ain't no minors. We're all adults. You guys probably talk dirtier than I do. Now, I try not to cuss so much. I try to catch myself. But once in a while, you've been witnesses. Once in a while, somebody makes me drop the F-bomb. And I can call him a flip and a mother flip and a flip it and flip. Hey, listen, I'm a human and I'm not the kind of Christian that you want me to be. But I am sure that if you're accusing me of being a pervert, I can tell you that you are a pervert. You don't know my heart. You don't know who I am. You don't know my intentions. As a matter of fact, every day that I have been here for almost a year now, we have what? Since August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 8 months. 8 months doing YouTube. 8 months doing YouTube lives. And I will say this, about 4 months of that, I had my full-time job. Full-time job, and then I came and did my live. Now you look and you say, oh, this guy only has like 18,000 subscribers. This guy is nothing. That's fine. You can say whatever you want. But what I want is subscribers that align with the same goals that I have. Meaning, I've always been an entrepreneur. And if there is something that I have learned about success, whether it be business or morally, it's you want to align with the people that think alike. For example, I'm not going to say that everybody is exactly like I am. Of course not. Thank you, Samuel. I always love having you on my chat, brother. Thank you for that. And, yeah, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with supporting Trump? He's my president. You got to support the president. Otherwise, why are you in this country? If you don't support the president, go to the country where the president is that you like and support that. Go to the UK. There you go. Go to the UK and join the Redcoats and ask him how beautiful the Muslim religion is over there in the UK. I support Trump 100%, my friend. And still, I still believe in that mindset. I want people that have the same values, that support the same. When it comes to moral grounds, I want people that have the same values as I have. What is my values? Well, first of all, God above all. But I believe in the nuclear family. Okay? This is my values. Christianity is my value. Family man is my value. A good friend is my value. That's just what I find value in. Common sense is valuable. Wisdom is valuable. And I want to have somebody, I want to have friends that can feel like family more than friends, that have the same moral values, like believes in the nuclear family, that marriage is between a man and a woman, that we believe in the American dream to own a house so we can have a good paying job and we can have a white picket fence and raise our children in a Christian environment, hopefully, in peace. Raise our children to be patriots, to always be ready for their civic duties. If they have to serve this country, to be ready for that. That's what I want. And I have a lot of people that are members on my channel with that mentality, those same values. Now, we also support the same policies when it comes to politics. What is the policies? That's right, baby. But I distinguish the policies for country as well, because the policies has to be Americans first. Americans first. Border security. American citizens. Let me tell you something. If you want to have socialist programs, that's okay. And I believe that we can have universal health care. Not that it will be the best thing, but we can. And I'm going to tell you something. There is a lot of fraud. Hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud. Hundreds of billions of dollars given to illegal immigrants. I'm not joking, and I'm not kidding. If we had a government that loved the people, let me tell you something. Let me put it to you this way. If I was to run for government, okay? If I was to run for governor, the governor here, starting in June or July, the salary is about $230,000. Okay? I believe that I can live of $100,000 a month. My wife has a job. I can live of $100,000 salary. Okay? $100,000 a year. Meaning that I can have $100,000 of that to try to make a charity. And it will be fantastic. We'll call it the Dennis Herrera charity. And I will donate $100,000 every year that I am in office. I don't need $230,000. How many governors do that? I will tell you this. Mike, the Speaker of the House, yeah, that Mike, that guy donates his salary. He supports tens of veterans from his salary with housing and food. That is a servant of the people. And why does he do that? Because he's a businessman. So he knows he has money of his own to take care of his family and have a nice, maybe lavish life. But the serving in the government, he does that for free. Speaker Mike Johnson, real American Christian, real American patriot. I love that guy for the sacrifice that he does. And I will love to do the same. And I'll tell you what, if I am allowed to grow my social, my multimedia business, I will donate my whole salary. As long as I can take care of my family with my wife and my children, I will donate my whole salary, the whole $234,000 yearly. That is almost $1 million in 4 years. If I make more, man, God bless the people. But most servants don't think that way. We have servants like Ilhan Omar, which is not a real servant. For the longest time, they said she was worth $18 to $30 million. Now that people are catching on to fraud, now she says, oh, actually, it's only $15,000 to $95,000. Her salary is $175,000 a year. Her husband owns a winery. You going to tell me that's all you got? $95,000? That's all you got. But somehow, somebody gave Ilhan Omar's husband $3 million. Where did that go? You gonna tell me that if you got $3 million and you invested that in your winery, that you wouldn't say you're worth $3 million? Wait a minute. What happened? She ain't talking so tough anymore, is she? Ilhan Omar, the queen of fraud in Minnesota. By the way, check out where her district is. Guess where all the Somalis are? Right in her district. Guess who they vote for? And guess how far away from her office the scammers worked? 5 miles away. The Bill Daily Blitz says Allah is the Arabic word for God, the language Jesus spoke. Yes, but which God? We know it means God. Which God? Bill, give me something there. Tell me, which God? Is it the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? If it is, that's the true God. If it's not, you're right. Little G God is perfect. Let's see. Your wife supports you while you sit at home and dream. You know what? My wife. This is personal. Now, normally, guys, I would only share this with my members, but I think I can share this in public. Let me tell you something. My wife and I, see, biblically speaking, I believe I'm the head of the house, and my wife agrees. But I believe that in order for me to make a very big decision, I need my wife's consent. Not really like a permission, but her consent is meaning that her heart is in the same place as my heart. And so I talk to my wife. Now, I make deals. I make deals with God. Some people call it a pact. I make deals with God. And it's not like this. Oh, God, if you do this for me, I'm going to believe it. No, that's not a deal. Father, give me a sign. I'm going to do this. If you do this for me, if you show me here, this or that, I will know that is your will and confirm it with my wife. So here's what happens. I'm working full time. I start doing my live. Finally got 50 subscribers. Now I can do my lives. And God blessed me. And God gave me a sign. Then I came to the wife. And I said, wife, what do you think? This, and that. Well, husband, I support you 100%. 100%. So I said, God, it's crazy. I don't believe I can do it. But I believe you can do it. And here we are, 8 months later. We only have 18,000 subscribers. I get it. My goal is 100. But out of 18,000 subscribers, I get a viewership of, I don't know, maybe 10%. If I account for how many views I get for my lives, if I hit 19 to 20,000 views on my lives, that means that I matched the amount of subscribers that I have. And that, I will take it this way, even though it's not like a big, long view, it's probably just a few seconds, but I will take this as 100% of the amount of subscribers watch my live for whatever amount of time. It doesn't matter. So I think we're doing pretty good. I think we're doing pretty good. Can it be better? Of course. Of course it can. How many here know how much money does Tucker Carlson make with his podcast? Let's take a look. How much does Tucker Carlson make on his podcast? It's probably not that much, right? Just a few $1,000s. Let's take a look. David says 30 million. No, I don't know. That's not what it says. It says, what is this? While exact figures for Tucker Carlson's independent media earnings are private, of course they are. His venture, the Tucker Carlson Network, generates revenue through $9 a month. I don't know about this. What is this shit? Or $72 a year subscriptions. After leaving Fox, here we go. After leaving Fox News, where he made up to $20 million yearly. Okay. So he used to make $20 million a year on Fox. Now, I know CNN, some of them make over $100 million. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. And I would say this. Okay, besides having a green screen studio, besides having professional camera guys, besides having professional audio guys, tell me, what is the difference? What is the difference between me and Tucker Carlson? We do the same thing. We do our research. We use critical thinking. He chooses a side, I choose a side. I stand here, I stand there. He stands there, and he stands over here. What is the difference? Is his podcast not a career for him? I think it is. His podcast is the career. Now, this is my career. It's not making $20 million a year, but this is my career. This is the path that I chose. Whether you like me or not is irrelevant. Thank you, Samuel. You know, it's okay. And you know what? My wife knows. I have told my wife, I said, babe, I think I should just stop. I should just go get a full-time job again. And she says, no. My wife tells me, don't do it. Keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. There is these other podcasters, right? These guys are millionaires. They have people looking up the information for them. They have a scripture. I mean, I keep saying scripture. They have a script. They have articles set out for them to say and read and do and comment, whatever. It doesn't matter. I do all of it. I do all of it. I do my camera. I got another camera here that I don't use. I got my monitors. I got my laptop. I got my phones. I got my phone line so I can give you access sometimes. I got my my wallpaper to fake bricks. I got my bookshelf where I have my Quran, my Bible, my most important books. I got my gimbals, my photography gear, my video gear, more stuff on the bottom that you don't know. I love my American flag on my right and my Honduran flag on the left. These are all things that I do for myself. I go out there and get a $100 jacket. I go out there and get a $50 jacket from Costco. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Just this little camera right here. Let me see if I can grab it. Let me take the dummy battery out. Just this little camera right here. This lens, it's a cheap lens. It's like $250. $250 lens. The camera itself, it's $2,700. Not the most expensive, but it's a professional camera. Is it a video camera? No. My main job was photography, and I did video with that. I have a switch table. I have a scene. It's like, you switch scenes, etc. Just kind of like what I have set up over here on Streamlabs, the software that I use. I tell you this, not to brag to you, because it's really nothing to brag about. I have a gain adjuster for my microphone. Now, this is not the best microphone. This is not the best system. I could have probably better audio, better headsets. By the way, I'm going to order a new headset next week. But, this is the things that, guys, I really believe in what I do. I really believe what I say. And if you have some, constructive criticism to give me, well, thank you. But if you just come in here and you just become a jerk and start insulting me, then I don't need you to be here. I don't need you to be here. Now, he doesn't disclose his private money, but I will tell you something that I have noticed. And I have never changed myself for nobody. I changed some aspects, but not myself. I am always true to myself. I have never worked for a company and that all of a sudden the owner or the boss shows up and all of a sudden I got to look busy. No. I am me 100% of the time. I don't pretend to be something that I'm not. Sometimes you have to pretend that you're doing okay because you don't want people to feel bad for you. I understand that part, but I never pretend to be something that I'm not. And when I tell you this, is to come back all the way to my point. I trust God that President Trump is the right man for the job. 100%. 100%. I have seen all of the things that people have doubted him on, and he was right. He was right about everything. He was right about the Russia collusion. I told people Barack Obama is a Muslim. He's not a Christian. Barack Obama grabs the Bible in one of his speeches and makes fun of the stories in the Bible. I knew he's a Muslim. And what is the most recent thing that I see? He's over there with Mandami, pretending to be these children-loving politicians, but they don't give a shit about us. They don't care. When I voted for President Trump, I voted with conviction, with assurance. And somebody asked me here, why? Wait. So let's see. Who asked me that question? So Judge Bonifacio says, that's what the point was. What a freaking moron. It's like talking to little children that don't understand. Josh, educate me. What about everything that I said is uneducated? Go ahead. I'll give you a chance. As a matter of fact, here, let's do this. Why don't you give me a call? I love it when people put me in the spot, but I want you to tell me, show me what you got. Give me a call. And you go ahead and tell everybody on the chat what I'm uneducated about. No, don't block his comment. Let that comment stand. Here we go. Go ahead. Give me a call. Line is open. Yeah. It's ready. Go ahead and call me and educate me. You know why ICE can't deport me? And you know why I support ICE? Because I have what I call a white privilege card. Bam! Oh, man. White privilege card. Fantastic, beautiful thing here. White privilege card right there for Dennis Herrera. Oh, man. I love it when people say that. I love it. I support ICE. Hey, come on, bro. Call me. Stop wasting my time. Come over here and say that I'm uneducated, so give me something. You like that? Oh, man, don't block them. Let's see. All right, and I hope your family's doing well. Thank you, Susana. Appreciate you. Shelby and David over here holding down the fort. There he is. Jason Beatrice. Welcome, sir. And a Muslim can get a passport too. Yeah, they can also get a white privilege card, my friend. Absolutely doodly. You know what the difference is between me and a Muslim? Is that I love this country and I have assimilated to the melting pot culture in here. And my Christianity does not wish a death to America. Go ahead, Josh, give me a call. Love to talk to you about Trump being Jesus. As a matter of fact, I know you don't have the balls to do it. Hey, Ron. Hey, how you doing, bro? It's good to see you here. Thank you for stopping by. Now get the hell out of my chat. Oh, man, this is so awesome. All right, here. I'm going to go ahead and just close the line, man. You guys are cowards. You guys like to talk smack on the channel, but you don't have the balls to call in and try to educate me. So I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that at all. Here's what I'm going to tell you about Trump being Jesus. You guys ready? I know, Steve. I know. You have to understand this, Steve. Steve, these guys are keyboard warriors. Oh, okay. All right. I'll take it back. Josh says he's at work right now. You can come back later in the afternoon around 7 or so. If I go live at 7. Just next time you catch me. We'll go ahead and say. But I'm going to answer your question. First of all, when people go online, like I seen Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and all these famous guys that are podcasters with millions of subscribers, they go out there, well, oh my gosh, how dare he, such a blasphemy. He's over there pretending to be Jesus Christ. And I'm thinking here, who? He's pretending to be Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I thought you said he was pretending to be Jesus Christ. Yeah, he is a blasphemy. He's pretending to be Jesus. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who the hell do you think Jesus Christ is? Some painting on the wall? Are you retarded? Why would you even say that? Because if you were a real Christian, if you were really a Bible studying Christian, whether you're Catholic or not, you would understand the second commandment. You know what? Why don't you go look it up? Go look up the second commandment. There you go. I don't think he was being Jesus. Maybe he was trying to be Peter, or maybe John, or maybe Lucas, or Matthew, because they all wore the same clothing. I'm assuming they look similar. As prejudiced as I am, they probably had the same hair. Isn't that crazy? The stupidity that comes out of people's minds. That's crazy, right? Steve says, is there a reason why I'm only able to see a couple of people in the chat? Dennis is talking to people in the chat I cannot see. It's because I'm multi-streaming. So a lot of people are more active on the portrait mode. You're on the landscape mode. So in the landscape mode, it's just less people, but you get the whole. When I show a video, then, you know, it's a big picture instead of the small square that you see here. That's a small square, but over here, it's the landscape mode. That's why. Texas Jane, how are you? Hey, Jason, let me ask you a question really quick. Hey, Cosmos, welcome, sir, to the MAGA channel. Jason, did your son, was your son part of the Marines that boarded that oil tanker? I'll wait for your response. Let me Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John Paul, help me out. Here, it has been a while. So my point is, listen, if you think that was Jesus Christ, I forgive you for your ignorance. I forgive you for your ignorance. We should not make an image of God. None. We should not make an image of God. Read your second commandment. The next time you come in here and try to regurgitate somebody else's point, do your homework, and I guarantee you, if you do your homework and you do your research, you will join us. You will join our family. That's right, all the apostles. Today, if we have the faith, the size of a grain of mustard, of a seed of mustard, we can move mountains, says the Lord Jesus Christ. Peter, people were getting healed with his shadow. Peter walked on water as Jesus Christ did until he started being doubtful. Many apostles, disciples, many followers of Christ have made miracles as Jesus did. What did Jesus say to his 12 disciples? Go on to the world and preach the good news. There you go. Did I say more? Let's see. The Zinc Roofer, I make $0 from your stupidity and comments. No, we got exactly what we voted for, and I am glad. I am glad that Trump is the president. My son was on both the night raid and the daytime boarding of 2 separate vessels. He says they redirected around 30 vessels so far. Jason Beatrice, man, if you get a hold of your son again, tell him that Dennis sends him his love, okay? I am so proud of you, brother, and your son. You bring a lot of honor to us Americans that support this country still. Many veterans have turned their backs on us. Many veterans with PTSD and other mental problems don't remember why they enlisted into the military. You know, they honor us, and we're thankful for their service, but they're just sheep of the hateful socialist Democrats. And that's very sad. But please, you tell him and share with his fellow soldiers, patriots, that we love them and that we appreciate them and we can't wait to have them back. Tell them to represent us with pride and honor, and we just support them 1,000%. They are in our prayers. They are doing what's right, and we love them for that. I am internally crying as I tell you this, but I am internally crying of joy. I don't have the words. Just tell him that we love him so much. All right. Thank you, Jason, for raising a good man. I appreciate that. Man, I know a lot of us appreciate that. All right. Before I get too emotional here, I really do. I really love that. Let me go ahead and let's see. This is a clip, I think, that I didn't show you. No, this is the newest one. But here is a clip, just so that we can get this conversation going. Iranian leaders are split on U.S. talks as ceasefire deadline looms. Let's take a listen.
Meanwhile, some serious news. Vice President J.D. Vance is reportedly set to head to Pakistan today for new rounds of peace talks with Iran.
President Trump says if there's no deal, he's unlikely to extend the ceasefire, which expires tomorrow.
All right, Matt Finn is live in Islamabad ahead of those high-stake negotiations. Matt.
Ryan, the U.S. delegation led by the vice president has not publicly confirmed its anticipated travel here to Pakistan. This is really an hour-by-hour situation. The United States seems to be all systems go, but state media associated with the Iranian regime has been reporting that Iran has not confirmed that it's sending a delegation here to Islamabad. Now, Iran's reluctance to publicly confirm the second round of peace talks may be Iran posturing or doing PR. So far, the U.S. has has seemingly not pulled the plug. Iranian state media claims one sticking point is the U.S. blockade. State media has said as long as that blockade remains on the Strait of Hormuz, Iran may not negotiate. But the president has said the blockade will remain in place on the strait. And the president is also warning about the future of the 2-week ceasefire, which was broken anyway and is set to expire tomorrow. Now, we did an interview with the head of the European Ship Owners Association, which says it represents about 1/3 of the world's ships. Right now, the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, and Iran is asking to inspect ships carrying billions of dollars in cargo and is demanding fees.
It is unacceptable that seafarers, that the lives of seafarers and the safety of the seafarers are put at risk. Seafarers that are just doing their job, especially international straits such as the Strait of Hormuz. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea must apply, in particular the principle of free transit passage.
And one of the latest updates from the president of Iran's republic, he says that Iranians do not submit to force, referring to the United States. We will keep you updated on these critical second round of peace talks here in Islamabad. Back to you, New York.
All right, we'll see. All eyes in Islamabad. Thanks so much, Matt.
The first three didn't submit to negotiations either, Brian, and they're no longer with us.
Right, and a lot of the IRGC leadership has been killed. Certainly, they've lost 40 people in the initial strike, including the Grand Ayatollah. But throughout the ISW, the Institute for Study of War, has a story that The Economist kind of brought up in the first round of talks. I guess they had about 70 people there, but they couldn't agree. They were fighting with each other, and it was the Pakistanis that were, guys, settle down, come up with one message. We sent 3 people. Yeah. They have a lot of different people because we killed a lot of them, eliminated them. But now, Ainsley, it's a battle between General Ahmed Fakidi, he's from the IRGC, and Mahmoud Baghdir Ghalibaf. Now, Ghalibaf is a childhood friend of Soleimani, but he decided to go the political route. Soleimani went the military route. And initially, he seemed to have the political power. But the IRGC has the guns, and they seem to be having the harder stance. We don't know who's going to emerge from this.
They say that this internal split, it's about relations with the U.S., obviously. It's also about their economic policy and management of the Strait of Hormuz. So it's a difference between the diplomatic wing, which is the one Brian's talking about, Ghalibaf, which is, yes, and that's Iran's parliamentary speaker. And he has been meeting with Witkoff and with Jared Kushner. So now it looks like maybe the IRGC is stepping up and saying, because we're not happy with the direction of these talks, then maybe we need to put Vahidi in place, or maybe this is coming from the supreme leader, because apparently, according to this, he's the only official that has direct access to the supreme leader.
So the Institute of Study of War, our friend Jack King, puts it this way. The Iranian parliament speaker, Mohammad Ghalibaf, appears to be engaged in a serious intra-regime debate with the IRGC commander, Major General Ahmad Vahidi, and other senior regime officials opposed to negotiations with the United States. Vahidi appears to have the upper hand over Ghalibaf at this moment. Vahidi is reportedly the only Iranian official with direct access to the supreme leader. It is serving as a conduit for relaying key decisions to the other regime officials, according to Israeli media on April 19th. So it's kind of hard to get a deal done. I mean, I always thought that a deal was a long shot because of an ideology that they have there. They don't want a deal. They want to kill Jews and they want to kill Americans. That's just their state. And now the Gulf states now, because they feel like they're sellouts to the religion. So it's kind of hard to get a deal done when you can't even get the Iranians on the same page here. And the people that have the most leverage when it comes to the Iranians are the people with the guns, as you point out to.
Yeah, you got to open up the strait. And the Iranian parliament is now attempting to formalize Iranian control over the Strait of Hormuz by drafting a bill that would ban Israel-linked vessels. I'm sure ours as well. You can't do that.
We're not going to agree with that.
We'll never agree with that. The world's not going to agree with that. But if they feel they're still going to hold on to that and drag out negotiations, we'll be back in battle.
But they're just posturing right now. This vote would mean nothing. America has control of the strait right now. I mean, that's just pretty much, we decide who goes in and who goes out. So this vote wouldn't really mean anything.
It's like we've been saying, it's the easy way or the hard way. in the end, the outcome is going to be the same. No nuclear weapons and open up that body of water right there, the Strait of Hormuz. And if they don't do that, the president said no more extensions for the ceasefire. I don't think we'll do that. He says, I'll just start blowing up bridges and power plants. He doesn't want to do that because he wants peace, and he doesn't want to interrupt the people there that are the innocent civilians. But he might not have a choice.
Yeah, this guy Vahidi is as evil as it gets. He's got, like, if he travels, he's going to get arrested. He's accused of the assassination of a Jewish leader, did a bombing over in Argentina, former interior minister, defense minister, former commander of the RGC Quds Force, and now he wants to take over. And if you want to get back to the fight, this is the guy you put back in charge. The question is, do they want to get back to the fight? Do they feel it's to their advantage to do this? Now they have the speaker comes out and says, we have added new things to our arsenal. I don't know how you've done that. It looks like you're trying to dig out what's left of your arsenal. So I guess we're going to see what's going to happen shortly. I did see, you said that one of the ships did get through.
Well, they're saying, that's what the Iranians are saying. The army is saying that one of the, we haven't confirmed that, but that's what they're telling Al Jazeera. So I think whether he got through or not, the attempt to try to get through just shows you they're not taking it very. I don't think the United States would allow them to get through.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube. And
thank you very much. Appreciate it. Trying to share the joy here on my X account. I want to share a video here from the X account, and you know, I know that we have all these things going on with the Strait of Hormuz and all this other stuff, but listen, we have enough problems here in our homeland, and I think that we need to address the fact that we have a lot of Americans who are rooting against our military. The zinc roofer, I'm assuming that he is some sort of a veteran. But I want you to answer me a very legitimate question. I just have one question for you. How would you feel if you were deployed abroad? It doesn't matter where. How would you feel if we were just negative about you being there and we didn't support you and we wished you defeat? How would you feel? Now, you don't have to really answer the question. I want you to keep that to yourself. We don't want to know. With that being said, I think Steven joined the portrait mode. If you are in the landscape mode, there's less traffic going through there, but you're not lost. You are in the right place. Okay? Just so you know. And let's see. Give me a second. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, if you're in my live mode, there's only like about 7, 8 people in there, maybe 10 people in there. All right, so just so you know, most of the people come through my portrait mode. And that's why you'll see me looking here and looking here, because I'm trying to check both chats, trying not to ignore anybody, okay? But, you know, it's your preference, whatever you want to watch it, whatever mode you want to watch it. Okay, the zinc roofer, that's it. You got on my last nerves. Enough of your negativity against the United States of America. You ungrateful bastard. Don't clown on our military, will ya? I will. Listen, let me tell you something. If you are a veteran, I want you to know, if you are a veteran and you stand against our military today, I don't give a shit that you are a veteran. I support the real soldiers fighting right now. You are no better than any one of us. You are a civilian. You're no longer a military force that helps us. Capiche? Anywho, We have laws in our country. We have federal agents, which we call ICE. Sorry, Robert. We have federal agents who we call ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement. And everybody in this country, yes, has the freedom of speech, freedom to assembly, the right to assembly, peacefully, protest, freedom of religion. Everybody, every American has it. That doesn't mean that if somebody disagrees with you, that only your freedom of speech is protected. Everybody has the same right. And when you turn against your own American citizens, something is wrong with you. You cannot come into my chat or anybody else's chat thinking that you're so special because you served in the military. Let me bust your bubble. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You're just the same as us now. You're just a civilian. On the same token, if you are a veteran and you continue to support our military and you love this country, you are the shit. You are our hero. You are our patriots. You are our beloved American military force. And we thank you for your service. I don't want you to confuse what I just said. And I know most of you understand what I'm saying. But here's an unfortunate incident that happens a lot. And for some reason, it seems to happen a lot coming from the leftist socialist Democrats. I just don't understand why. But here is a coward who felt he was so tough, pushing down a young defenseless woman. His whole family revolted. The guy that I'm going to show you is a piece of shit. Literally. I have no respect for this man. You just don't treat women this way. Here we go.
Maybe you guys do get doxxed, but I don't know if you guys are getting the same type of stuff that we're getting. And it's nonstop. It's hundreds of phone calls a day. It's text messages and them trying to get into all of our social media accounts and contacting our friends, our neighbors, our family. The rest of our family is getting doxxed.
Wait, we have to pause this. Hold on. Miguel says, trust me, no one knows what you're saying, which I find it interesting because how does he know that if nobody knows what I'm saying? But here's to you, Miguel Vasquez.
Once a stronghold of forces loyal to captured dictator Saddam Hussein, the city of Tikrit, here in northern Iraq, is now firmly under the control of American forces. Or is it? These members of the Iraqi resistance movement, still loyal to Saddam Hussein, think otherwise.
The Americans tell lies. Each day our forces grow stronger. Each day we move closer to our goal of driving the infidel... What are they?
Nothing. Carry on.
Driving the infidels from our motherland. We are not afraid to... Are they subtitles? They are, aren't they?
No.
What do I need subtitles for? Can't you understand what I'm saying? I studied English at the bloody American University in Cairo.
Well, obviously I can understand what you're saying.
Oh, you see how they condescend to us with their subtitles.
Oh, maybe it's teletext, for the hearing impaired.
Teletext?
No, a lot of TVs come with teletext nowadays.
Wait, say something again.
My friend has an 80
Hey, how come he doesn't need subtitles?
Well, obviously he's comprehensible.
No, and I'm not.
Look, if you...
I speak perfect English. She sells seashells by the seashore. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Round the ragged rocks, the Oh!
The situation remains as dangerous and volatile as ever here in northern Iraq. While the rebuilding continues...
What? I can't understand you. Speak English. I'm wearing your subtitles now. Oh, you think you're so good? Look at me. I don't need subtitles.
Kerry Downs, Iraq.
Shut up.
Never gets old. Listen, my friend, Miguel Vasquez, let me tell you something. Let me enlighten you. Listen to this. Now, this is a lie that keeps circulating amongst illegal immigrants. I want you to know this. This is the biggest lie that keeps circulating within illegal immigrants and un-American people. This is the group of prejudiced, racist, un-American people. When they tell you that a migrant that has followed the law to the letter, that becomes an American citizen with great pride and respect, and it's honored to become an American citizen. When you hear that somebody looks at a black man and they tell them, you will never be one of them. You're a coconut, sellout, a traitor. These are the ignorant people that may or may not be in our country. But the rest of us, and the rest of the American citizens, the real common sense people, the real American people, we believe that all Native Americans are Americans. We believe that blacks are Americans. We believe that all the Asians that have grown to be in this country and have a citizenship paper are all Americans. We believe all Hispanics that have followed the law, as I have. We are Americans. We are a melting pot. We are a melting pot in the United States of America, and anybody that says that we are never going to be one of them, well, they're morons. They are prejudiced, they are racist, and we don't give a shit about them. With that being said, when you hear the word American, what comes to mind? If you see white people, you might have to rethink about it, because you might just be a racist. But if you hear American, I don't see white people, but I do expect to see this. My white privilege card. Bam! Oh, man, priceless. Just priceless. All right, let's continue with this moron.
Doxed as well. It's not just us. It's my sons, their wives. Like, people had nothing to do with anything.
Oh, look at this. Now he's the victim. He's so innocent. Look at him. He's so innocent.
It's my son.
Watch this.
Their wives. Like, people had nothing to do with anything.
Look at him. Look at him.
It's a little overwhelming, and makes family. The rest of our family is getting doxxed as well. It's not just us. It's my son and contacting our friends, our neighbors.
Look at him. You see that? You see the coward? Not only is he a coward by pushing a smaller female, but he does it from the back, the coward. I got a problem with that. Whoa. Real Fishy, don't worry, brother. I'll make you a mod. I hope that it leaves you alone. Let's see if that works. It doesn't. The Streamlabs doesn't like the too many emojis. It's somehow it doesn't get it right sometimes. Okay, But I'll make you a mod so that you don't have to worry about that anymore. But there you go. That is a coward right there. And now he's complaining because people are, well, they're harassing them. If I was there, I would have loved to break his jaw. Whoa, I mean, gently tell them to stay back.
Our family, the rest of our family is getting doxxed as well. It's not just us. It's my sons, their wives, like people that had nothing to do with anything. It's a little overwhelming and it makes me second guess even living in this country, to be honest with you, with all this going on. I've never had this happen in my life. Maybe you guys.
What a coward, man. That, my friends, is who I would call a coward. You just don't lay hands on a female, bro. You just don't. Listen, if he's trying to break it up and, give that bear hug and kind of keep, okay, I get that. But that push right there from behind can give her whiplash, concussion. It can really damage her. It's just like, just look at this guy. I'm sure I can break that jaw. I'm pretty sure I can break it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can break it. But anywho, I want to go ahead and share. Guys, if you haven't watched the PBD podcast, I mean, they got 7 million subscribers, I think, or something like that, whatever it is. Listen, respect to Patrick, to the whole crew, his whole podcast. I'm going to share a clip from his podcast this morning. I love this guy. And I love Patrick. I think he's very smart, very wise. I think he tries to keep everything neutral as much as one can. But he supports everything that we support as well. But I'll say this. The Poland, man, I don't know, man. I'm not going to say I want to move to Poland. But I'm going to tell you, man, I love everything that this man says. 100%. 100%. It is, and I don't know if it's because he thinks the way that we think, but I just love the common sense approach. And people can judge him, and people can say whatever the hell they want about him. He's racist and this and that. Say what you will. But the fact is, the Polands are better off because of him. And I'm going to throw out a compliment. Polish women are beautiful. They really are. All right, let's go ahead and listen to this clip. It's actually his whole podcast, but we'll just listen to a part of it, okay?
He was there. I think he told you about it. And he was giving like we had this speech meeting, a presentation about jihadists. And there were very experienced Congress people. And they were like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, really? Experienced. I mean, I'm talking about people who are in Congress for years. And they were like, I didn't know. Oh, really? There were some things obvious to us, which was a surprise for them. So I was surprised when that's the moment when we had this zero tolerance for terrorism, zero illegal migration, and Congress. So when you ask me if he knows, maybe he's not briefed. Maybe he doesn't have the whole picture. It's hard to say, really, because when I realized that Congress people do not know how serious and advanced jihad is now in Europe and around the world, he might not know.
Okay, so, we've talked about a lot of different things. You and Tommy, you put that number 0. You tweeted something out that was going viral all over Twitter, comparing what happened to Poland versus, other countries. Wales, I think you have that number on there, Rob. If you go
rapes.
to, right there you go. So rapes recorded from 2000 And then 2023, 23 years later. In the year 2000, England and Wales was 8593. In 2023, it went from 8593 rapes to 68,109 rapes. Germany, 8133, 23 years later, 39,029. France, 7,500. It's 6x almost to 42,400. But Poland had 2,399 rapes. In 2000, it went down to 1127. How is that possible?
We stopped migrants. We built the wall. And again, Mr. Trump was our inspiration. Our government decided not even one. This is my motto. I've got two political mottos. Be like Poland. Do not let anyone in. Do not let even one. Be like Poland, and zero. Two mottos, very simple.
And Trump has said this. We need to stop migration, period. Just for a while. Stop it. No migrants. Nothing. And the border is secure. And there is no illegal immigration, as far as we know. But we need to get rid of all this third world country mentality. I really believe that we need to expel every single Muslim that believes that America is the devil. I said again, understand, we need to get rid of every Muslim that believes America is the devil. Everybody else can stay. There should be no burqas allowed. They got to either respect our law or get the hell away and go to Allah. Respect our law or go to Allah. Make a choice. Either way, we want America to continue to be a country where many people can live in a melting pot and get along just fine. We can't get along with people that believe that the law of our country doesn't mean shit. We know that we have a justice system. We know that people have due process. They go to court. They have their trial. They have a due process. The socialist Democrats allow criminals to continue to go out free. That's a problem. Under Sharia law, they'll be dead already. So in a way, why don't we get Sharia law, right? We don't because that is not our law. So there's a big difference for that. But these Muslims that we have, you read the stats. It is not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Muslims believe you should have death for your sin. Christians, we believe that you can repent of your sins and still be saved if you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Why would you protect a Muslim and deny a Christian? It's beyond me. It is in the nature of the flesh to want violence and corruption. This is why the path to heaven is very narrow. Very narrow. But I really, man, this guy, Dominic, I think is his name. I love this guy, man. He's 3 years younger than me. Poland. What an amazing place. Is it perfect? I'm sure it's not. But nonetheless, his tough approach to illegal immigration and the way that he allows people to be in this country is phenomenal. It is amazing. And he doesn't care if somebody calls him racist. The fact is, he protects his people, and this is exactly why I love President Trump. Which, by the way, this guy says that America is lucky to have President Trump. Yes, death is the wages of sin. But death, if you don't understand what that means, Didi, don't use those lines. Don't be a fool that just repeats a rhetoric from somebody else. Try to understand what that means before you make a dumbass comment like that. Because it is true, but the way in the way that you're using it, I know what you're saying, and it's incorrect. You're thinking in the flesh. All the scriptures are spiritual. Here is a clip. Listen to these clowns. Now that President Trump has done all the work against this Islamic regime, all of the cowards that didn't want to get involved, all the garbage that are the NATO, listen to these clowns.
We want to see a return to talks and a lasting agreement, including the reopening of the strait. We welcome the announcement that was made during our meeting, but we need to make sure that that is both lasting and a workable proposal.
Iran muss sein nukleares Programm beenden. Es muss aufhören, Israel und die Golfstaaten anzugreifen, und es muss die Straße von
Now is important. Now is important.
Hormuz zuverlässig, dauerhaft und ohne Zahlungen, in welcher Form auch immer, für den freien Schiffsverkehr wieder öffnen.
Nous demandons tous la pleine réouverture immédiate, inconditionnelle, par toutes les parties du détroit d'Ormuz. Nous demandons la restauration des conditions de libre passage qui étaient en vigueur avant la guerre et le plein respect du droit de la mer. Nous nous opposons tous à toute restriction, tout régime de convention qui équivaudrait dans les faits à une tentative de privatiser le détroit et évidemment tout système de péage.
Una presenza navale internazionale a Hormuz può essere avviata soltanto quando vi sarà una cessazione delle ostilità, in coordinamento con tutti gli attori regionali e internazionali e con una postura esclusivamente difensiva. Mi pare che anche su questo ci fosse questa mattina pieno accordo.
We want to see a return to talks and a lasting agreement.
The cowards, now that the hardest part is done, they want to act like they're doing so much work. Why do I say cowards? Because they think that signing a little piece of paper is going to stop terrorists. And that's not how it works. Didi, I try. Sometimes I don't have patience for stupid people. But I'm going to try to be patient today. Muslims do not worship death, he says. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you even read the Quran. I don't know if you even do your research. See, the reason why you think that I'm always lying about something here is because you don't do your research. Let me tell you what awaits, according to the Muslims. If they die a martyr, they get 72 virgins in heaven. They want to die. They want to die. They don't care about living. They don't care about anybody being saved as the Christians do. They don't care. They just want death. They literally will sacrifice themselves. And if you haven't seen this, I don't know what rock you have been living under. But I can tell you that you are very stupid if you don't know this by now. They will literally become bombs themselves to kill innocent women and children and man if they're not Muslims. They will kill their own people to make a point. Exhibit A, Iran. Exhibit B, and more importantly, 9/11. Exhibit C, October 7th in Israel. They worship death. This is what they look forward to. No, I'm not sick. They are sick. You're an idiot. And if you're not talking to me, sometimes you might want to put who you're talking to. But these guys are cowards. In my book, that's the way I see them. Unbelievable. Oh, we're gonna listen to Mother Miriam again, but this is something different. All right, I believe that President Trump here should be live here very soon. I think. Now you may not like it because this is gonna be President Trump delivering remarks to the NCAA Collegiate National Championships. Don't waste your money. I don't know. Let's see. All right, Victor, thank you for the negative advertising. I don't need garbage in my channel. I want people that will actually support my channel, not come over here to destroy it. Let me see. Who else am I going to get rid of here? Let's see. They are simply more devout than the average Christian. Please. Please. Listen. Go buy this book. Go buy this book. And come back to my channel once you read it. And then we can talk. If you want to debate me without reading this book, by all means, $100. Put your money where your mouth is. I recommend, don't waste your money. Go read this book. And then come back and talk to me. These people. They regurgitate the rhetorics and the comments of others without doing their research. What's crazy is you don't even have to buy this book. Just go Google your shit. Go read it. It's digital. Download the app, the Quran. There's 4 different versions. And yes, they contradict themselves, which is why they're not real. They're not a legitimate spiritual truth. They are fake news like CNN. You like that? So Diddy, do yourself a favor. Go read first before you come over here talking shit. You know, I like this guy. His name is God Logic, and sometimes I go in and I listen to his arguments. He's pretty good. He's very good. And I think experience has given him a lot of wisdom, and you know, I think it's fantastic when people know what they're talking about. It's stimulating to my brain, and I love it. If there is one thing that I have learned about this, it's that this one might, man. That's pretty thick. No, it can't. Even this thick book is not going to stop a 50 cal for sure. Let's see. Let's see. Dennis said, what? Did he try to pickle his way in with the Spanish Pope? Oh, bro, that's horrible. Let's see. There's actually 25 books, and they're all different with 7,000 mistakes. Ray, I only know 4 actual legitimate versions. And you know what? I remember that there was a time when Muslims, they literally did not acknowledge the existence of Jesus Christ. Literally did not acknowledge the existence of Jesus Christ. But it has been proven so many times, over and over and over again, that they just can't deny it anymore. And so now they say, oh yeah, he was a prophet, blah, blah, because they can't deny him. See, they thought that people just simply wouldn't read the Quran's lies. the Muslim religion teaches you to not question the faith. You know, I bought my Bible. I pay $45, I think, or $50 for my Bible. Now, my Bible is a bilingual Bible. It's a Spanish and English Bible. So there is that. So if you're really devoted and you want to argue with religion, you got to go learn the basics. Go learn the basics at least, okay? I will tell you this, and I said this many times on my channel, so if you're new here, now you're going to hear about it. The problem is that this Muslim religion, it's not a religion of faith based on God. How can I put this? Christianity, it is founded in Judaism. The Bible is, you know, founded through Judaism, Christianism. If that's the right word in English. I'm sorry, I don't know. In Spanish, I know how to say it, but in English, I don't know what the word is. But the point is that, let me see, am I still live on this thing? Yeah. Okay, but the point is that the Bible says that God gave government. They gave a king to the people because the people asked. They asked the prophet Samuel to ask God to give them a king. Now, God told Samuel, tell them this. They will oppress them, and they're going to do whatever to them, and they're going to have to follow the rules and this and that. And Samuel went and gave the message. This is my words. Gave the message. And the people say, yeah, we want a king. We want a king. Okay, fine. Here we go. So they got the 10 Commandments in the Bible with Moses. Then they got government. See, government in place by God. The problem with the Muslims is that the Muslims, Islam, is a political movement. It is a form of government. This is why the Sharia law, they believe, is the law above all the law of humankind. So they invented Islam, which means submit, by the way. Submit to who? To Allah, a fake God? Anybody can say God. God? What kind of God? Who's God? 500 to 600 years is what they say. 500 to 600 years after Christianity. The Bible was already written. It's already been checked. Books have been put together, etc. They copy some things from the 5 books of Moses. And they copy some things from Christianity. And that's how they created the Quran. Now, what I find very interesting is that a lot of people don't know this. And they think, oh, that's not true. That's not true. Okay, wait a minute. It is a political movement. Now, I said it's a fake religion, but somebody corrected me and they say it's not a fake religion. It's a religion of Satan. The Bible very explicitly says to us that we are going to judge them by their fruits. So let's judge the Christians. Now, there's going to be people that are going to call themselves Christians, but they're not really going to be Christians, are they? There's a lot of hypocrites out there on any religion. So I want you to be aware of that. With that being said, you have to understand that, I'm sorry, I'm reading a comment here real quick. Hold on. Where is my numbers? Okay, there you go. There will be hypocrites on any religion. But that's why Jesus Christ said, by their fruits you will recognize them. Now watch this. Jesus Christ said, let the children come to me, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Do you know why the kingdom of heaven is for children? because they're innocent. They are such a joy, aren't they? When the child laughs, it's joyful. Their innocent behavior is beautiful. The way that the innocence of children is, it's godly. It's godly. And it is up to us as adults to guide the next generation to continue to be good people for God. This is, you can say Judaism, Christian, whatever you want to say. But this is Christians. And so we teach them no fornication, no adultery. For the longest time, adults that were real Christians contained themselves. They stopped themselves from sinning. They didn't fornicate. They waited until they were married. Somewhere in the 60s, sin started multiplying and being more obvious. Brothels is a long history, probably from the beginning of mankind. Brothels are not a good thing. They're corrupted. And God gives us messages so that we can have a happier life. Every time that you lay with somebody, you take part of them spiritually with you. And that can be a problem. The reason why Islam is a satanical religion, and I will give you the most basic points to show you the fruits that even on this fat Quran right here, look at, man, that thing is about as big as my face. Even this Quran here says, you cannot question the Prophet Muhammad. You cannot question the Islam religion. Why? You can question Jesus. You can question God. You can question Christianity. You can question the disciples. You can question anything in the Bible. Seek and you will find. But Muslims tell you that you cannot question. You can't question the validity of Muhammad being the prophet. Why? It's blasphemous, they say. No, they don't want you to question it, because if you question it, you put your faith in jeopardy. They don't want you. They don't want you to know the truth. And if you say anything against the Prophet Muhammad, they will stone you. They will whip you, sometimes to death. Now tell me, where out of Christian says that the moment that you spit and use the name of Jesus Christ in vain, that you're going to be whipped or stoned to death? Nowhere. Nowhere. There was an age for young girls, for young women to be married from Israel. The age is about mid-teens, about 15, 16 years old. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for the times. My mother was 15 when she got married, and my father was 27. Woman of one man, man of one woman. I'm okay with that. But now you have, hold on, Cutting Edge. But now you have this. Let the children come to me, because theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So what does Satan do? Attacks the innocence of the children. In the Islam religion, a 55-year-old man can marry a 6-year-old. That's a pedophile in our book. Prepubescence is how they prefer them. Prepubescence. Probably some of you don't even know what the hell that means. But they are allowed to marry children, not even teenagers, no, children. And the kids, they're so innocent. Beautiful, beautiful little girls. You can't wait until they're 18 at least. Beautiful little girls. 6 years old, marrying a 40-year-old. 7, 8, 9-year-olds, marrying grown-ass man. How can you even think that that's okay? How can you think that's okay? Aisha was 6 or 7 years old when the Prophet Muhammad, the pedophile, married her and consummated the marriage when she turned 9. Oh, he waited a couple of years. Good for him. 9 years old. By their fruits you will know them, Jesus said. They copy a lot from the Bible and made it their own. You know, before 1979, Iran was just like America. They look just like us. And they raise the age for females to get married to 18 years old. To 18 years old. Craig, this is your other fake profile. Here, look, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy on blast. No. Don't cover that message because I'm going to read it out. Craig Davis, you are one stupid son of a bitch. Like, I don't know what other word to use. I want to drop the F-bomb in there. I'm trying to hold myself. The patience. Why am I so impatient, Lord? But you are one stupid son of a bitch. Listen to what this idiot says. No one should look at a child and imagine dating them. Thinking of the age of marriage is 18 years old. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at the difference. That's right. My wife is 10 years younger than me. And my wife is 10 years younger than me. So Unicorn Sprinkle, let me tell you something real quick, bro. Please, I know Satan controls your mind. I get that. But don't tempt me, bro. Don't tempt me. Now, what I'm going to report you as, okay, because this is not the first time you do this shit, I'm going to report you as harassment. I'll give you harassment and bullying, just for that. And yes, I will hide you from my channel. Now get the hell out of my channel. Now, here's the problem that I have with you. The reason why I don't appreciate those comments is because you're talking about my wife. I don't appreciate that. You got beef with me, be a man and have beef with me. You think you can take me? You can take me? By all means, let's meet. We can dance. But don't fucking talk about my family. Don't you ever talk about my family. I will put you through the ground. Let me tell you that right now. Don't fucking talk about my family. You piece of shit. With that being said, you have a religion that defends a pedophile, an actual pedophile. To say that an 8-year-old is a cute little girl that's going to grow up to be a beautiful woman, and man, I wish you were 18 because I will be marrying you, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. But to look at a 6-year-old and marry them and consummate the marriage at the age of 8 or 9, that is a true pedophile. So don't get it twisted, moron. It is a big difference. They support pedophiles. And yet, for some reason, socialist Democrats decide to support them and defend them. You know, the people that think perverted, those are the people that don't like that comment. If you're a pervert, you don't like that comment. You know, people, the zinc roofer, let me tell you something. You did that yourself. You condemn your veteran father. You are the shame of your father. You are the rotten seed that corrupts this country. You are the shit that we need to scrub off the bottom of our shoes. There you go. That is your words. Now get the hell out of my chat. There you go. And that is the truth. And whether you like it or not is irrelevant. No, Jesus Christ was no regular man. He was God. Of course he can take it like a champ. And he did it for all of us who don't deserve him. They have been twisting it ever since you talked about it. And I know, Tanya, but you know what? For some reason, I don't know why I keep trying to respond to them. I think that maybe one day they will understand. But these guys are freaking demonic. These guys have no common sense. Every single Muslim's got to go, man. That's the bottom line. Every single Muslim, they got to go. If Allah is so great, go back to your country. Show us how great Allah is. Let me tell you why you're here in a Christian country. Because your fake God is a piece of shit. And he doesn't exist. The one true God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The creator of the universe and everything on it. The God who breathed life into Adam. That is the one true God. Your little G God is fake. Jesus Christ is Lord. He is the Lord of lords and he is the King of kings. And your false religion will burn in hell with all of his followers. Here's what Jesus told me. Go out into the world and share the good news. So I will give you the good news. If you repent from your sins and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, the Father, the Alpha and the Omega, and you repent from your sins and you accept them as your Lord and Savior, today you too can be saved. Please ignore my foul language. But if you truly want to know the truth, you will submit to God, the one true God. How do you know him? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the one true God. No one comes to the Father but through Jesus Christ. For he is the life, he is the way, and the only truth that will set you free. I want to say thank you, guys. All of you that support me, thank you so much. I love you for that. I know you understand why I talk the way I talk. I believe in God, and I believe that Jesus Christ will come back for us. And I don't want to just insult the Muslims. I want them to know that there is a way out. They too can be forgiven Most of them, it's not their fault. They were raised in a cult under a fake political religion. It is a movement that is only meant to destroy, as only the devil can do. We celebrate life, and I hope that you too will accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Read the Bible. I think the Bible is a lot easier to read. I would recommend you read the New International Version because it's easier English to understand. And if you really want to know the truth, you read this book right here, and you will find out how many times it contradicts itself. But not one time does this one contradict itself. Man, God bless the USA. Let's put our attention here to our great POTUS. And let's see what they got to say about the NCAA. Here we go.
No place like this, right? The White House. Coach, what do you think? Pretty good, right? I meet all these golfers over here. I said, what are your handicaps? +4. I said, +4, +5 even. That's good stuff. He actually said higher than that. I said, you got to be kidding me, right? That's great. Great. Congratulations. Great team. I heard about the team. And I heard about all the teams this afternoon. We're joined by not one, not two, but 7 collegiate championship winning teams from all across the country. Champions, every one of them. And these are student athletes that have demonstrated remarkable talent and discipline. And we're born a little bit lucky with talent because I'm not sure, Coach, I'm not sure. I look at all these great coaches that have these records, 40-1, 37-2, pretty good records. But we're talking, and I guess you probably have to have a little something very special because what you are and what you do is very special. To the winners here today, welcome to the White House, a very, very incredible place. I pinch myself every time I walk through the White House. I say, this place is really something, and it's a great honor to have you because you're very amazing people. Among those joining us this afternoon are the 2025 Division I men's golf champions. Why don't you stand up when I introduce you for a second? You got all the fake news back there, so you know you'd have they'll treat you better than they treat me. They're going to treat you better than they treat me. And that's Oklahoma State Cowboys. And I just said that I won Oklahoma 77 out of 77 counties. Second was Ronald Reagan, so I'm very proud of that. It's somehow they like me in Oklahoma. I don't know what that is. Sit down, Coach. Great job. The incredible team showcased consistency, grit, and precision all season long, led by head coach Alan Bratton. Alan, unbelievable. The Cowboys dominated throughout the spring, capturing multiple victories before securing their 12th national title. Amazing. They have made Oklahoma State very proud, and it's a great school, and it's a great sports school, too, with some unbelievable champions and teams, and you're right at the top. Congratulations. It's great. I'll have to play golf with you guys some. I'm going to try giving you a match. I think it's going to be tough. This is a match I'm not looking forward to. And anytime you're around, you let us know, okay? We'll let you go over to the place I told you about, a special place on the Potomac River, okay? Joining us as well are the 2025 NCAA Women's Volleyball Champions, the Texas A&M Aggies. Thank you. Good. Stand up. When I watch television, I watch the level of talent. It's actually incredible, and you're the best of the best. So that's an amazing thing. And from the opening serve to the final point of the national championship, the Aggies played with heart and determination. Everybody here played with heart and determination, really. They dominated the tournament, sweeping top-seeded Kentucky to claim, why were they top-seeded? What's going on? What's going on? I don't like that. To claim the program's first ever national title. Kendall Stowers was an offensive powerhouse. Where's Kendall? Are you a powerhouse? Yes, I can tell you are indeed a real powerhouse and champion. And senior opposite hitter Logan Lednicki delivered 11 kills against Kentucky. Where's Logan? Congratulations. So how tall are you, Logan? Wow, that's pretty good, let me tell you. But I want to congratulate what great athletes. Thank you very much. Great athletes, please. Also in the winner's circle, we have the 2025 NCAA men's tennis champions, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, and Arnold Palmer was a great friend of mine in a slightly different sport. How's your golf team doing? I don't know. They're pretty good, right? They're pretty good too. But they battled through the fierce postseason to claim their second national title. DK Suresh delivered the clinching point to seal a 4-2 victory over TCU in the final, and I want to congratulate you, and I see you right there. I said, who's the best player of the team? And they all pointed to him, right? So congratulations, and that's really incredible, DK, what you've done. You had a great year. You all had a great year. Thank you very much. Good. You know, Arnold Palmer was a great friend of mine. I got to know him toward the end of his life. He was an unbelievable champion. Went to that school, right? He went to that special school, and he used to love it. And it's known for that. It really was something. I've been there. Up next are the 2025 NCAA women's tennis champions, the Georgia Bulldogs, who just captured their third national titles. Stand up, please. Great. Sophia Rojas sealed this team's incredible victory, losing a first set before roaring back to dominate the next two and clinch Georgia's sweep over the team from Texas A&M. And all I can say is go Bulldogs. That's a great state. I love that state. Did very well there too in the election. You know, I only like the states that I win, so it's one of them. But thank you very much. Congratulations. That's really fantastic. What a great job. That's not easy. Winning in tennis, that's a tough thing to do. I play tennis a little bit, not quite at that level, not quite, but that's a great thing. Congratulations. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Also with us are the 2025 National Collegiate Women's Bowling Champions. They gave me a beautiful jacket. The Youngstown State Penguins. You know, the jacket's been gone over. Where are you? The jacket's been x-rayed, gone over by Secret Service at a level that doesn't look the same. It just doesn't. They've gone over it to levels that you wouldn't believe. But I want to thank you very much, because it's beautiful. The team rolled their way into history with the program's first ever national title. Wow. Senior Madison Marks, where's Madison? Congratulations, that's incredible. Was unstoppable in the finals and was named the first team All-American, and that's a big thing to be named first team All-American. So what would you average in bowling, Madison?
I ended my college career at like a 208 average.
208, that's fantastic, man. That's great. So congratulations. It's not easy bowling. I've tried it. It doesn't work too well for me. It's very difficult. Actually, it's very difficult. And it's supposed to be one of the best teams in many years beyond everything else. So thank you very much. Congratulations for being here at the White House. Thank you. And we're also proud to recognize the 2025 NCAA women's soccer champions, the Florida State Seminoles. They just clinched their fifth national title and back-to-back championships for the second time in the program history. That's amazing. Sophomore midfielder Peyton McGovern had an impressive season. Where's Peyton? Peyton, where are you, Peyton? That's great, huh? Are you that good? Are you going to turn pro? I think so. I think you will. I have a feeling. Finding herself in the starting lineup for 18 games, was ultimately named the 2025 All-Tournament team. And senior defender Claire Rain earned her second national title playing with FSU. And congratulations to all of you. Congratulations. That's a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Really amazing. It's a great school. Finally, we have the 2025 National Collegiate Mixed Rifle Champions, the West Virginia Mountaineers, 51 points. Susie, we dominated West Virginia, maybe even more than you dominated the rifle world, Coach. I don't know. But I love that state. That state is the greatest. It's such an incredible group of people. And think of it, for their 20th national shooting title, and the coach was there for all of them or most of them? All of them? Just about all of them. That's amazing, and I just want to congratulate you. West Virginia's it's a great place. It's a great state. So many friends there. We've been there a lot, You know, when you win it by 45 points or something like that, maybe more, you like to sort of say, I love that state. And they like me, I guess. I can't imagine why. But for you to win, that's I know how difficult it is. So congratulations to all very much. This was the school's record as the #1 most winning program in collegiate rifle history. So you have the #1 school in rifle history. Congratulations. It's an amazing accomplishment. So college sports are among America's most cherished institutions, a tradition where lessons learned on the playing field shape the character of winners. And you are winners. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. The athletes here today represent the very best of that grit and determination and teamwork. That's why under my administration, we're fighting hard to save college sports. What's happening is crazy. It's crazy. And what we want to do is help athletes, or like all of you in this room. And as soon as I took office, I ended a terrible injustice and banned men from competing in women's sports. I don't know if anybody agrees. Does anybody agree with that? That men should be able to play in women's sports? Would you like to raise your hand? Well, so far I have never found anybody, but they say it's an 80-20 issue, but I've never been able to find anybody, so I think it's a 99-1. Maybe it's a little bit more than that, Coach, right? Maybe it's 100-0. I campaigned on that one all the time. I say there will be no men in women's sports, and people would go crazy. But I mean it. But you're politically correct. So earlier this month, I signed an executive order to implement a number of key reforms protecting programs like yours, which don't always get the top headlines, but are crucial to strengthening years and years of education and sports and the ability to compete and to win, which we need very much. We now have, thanks to a wonderful decision in the Supreme Court, we're a country that's, again, based on merit. In other words, if you're the best shooter, you're the best shooter. If you're the best golfer, you're the best golfer. And all of these things are very important to stop the pay-for-play schemes that only benefit the largest programs. We will only allow one no-penalty transfer through the transfer portal. I think most of the people here know what that means, where you had some people going to 3-4 different, it's like they became like monopoly players. And to ensure room for the new talent, we're also instituting a 5-year eligibility cap for college players, because students right out of high school should not have to compete against players that are 28 or 29 years old who decide they can make more money staying in college than they can by going into the professional leagues, which is pretty ridiculous. It's a very precarious position that the courts have left us in, because we had great college sports, and the person, a judge decided, who was not a person that knew much about sports, actually I think knew nothing about sports, decided that the whole thing was unconstitutional. For over 100 years, they developed these programs, a lot of scholarships, a lot of great things happening. And now it's a total and complete mess. But we're going to get it fixed up, and we've got some fantastic people doing it. So we need now Congress to act to clear up the confusion created by the courts and institute permanent reforms to protect college sports at every level, and especially some sports. And frankly, you know, a lot of the emphasis is put on football, but football's now destroying the colleges economically, because they're being paid so much that the colleges are losing so much money. It's not sustainable. So in recent weeks, the White House has convened many of the most respected sports figures and commissioners in the nation. We had all of them here, just about all of the top people, 64 of them, including Nick Saban, one of the greatest coaches ever, Randy Levine, the head of the New York Yankees, Bryson DeChambeau, a rather good golfer. Was he pretty good, coach? He'd make your team even, right? I don't know. That's a pretty good team. He will make your team. Tim Tebow, wonderful guy. Charlie Ward, Adam Silver. This incredible group developed a strong set of recommendations, and my administration is committed to working with Congress to get them through. I signed an executive order instituting those recommendations, and it's going to clean it up a long way. It's going to take it a long way. 75% of Olympians competing for Team USA played as college athletes. If we don't straighten out this, we're not going to have much of an Olympic team, because you have so many of these sports, especially certain sports, where it's like the minor leagues, you could call it the major leagues, you could call it whatever you want, but we train unbelievable athletes to go in and win the gold medal. And without college sports, without your ability to go into college sports and compete and learn really how to play and get better, we're not going to have much of an Olympic team anymore. Many of America's greatest CEOs and entrepreneurs learned discipline, courage, and drive through playing sports in college. And I loved sports. I mean, I was so helped in my life by sports. Saving this tradition is not only a matter of fairness and sportsmanship, it's a matter of national pride and national greatness indeed. All of you have battled your way to the absolute top in sports, and now you have an administration that's fighting just as hard for you as you fight for our country, and you have fought for our country. So I want to congratulate you. You know, you're a group of real champions. I know what it is to win in sports and win in life, but to win in sports is, I always say it's a microcosm of life. The beautiful thing, you know in 2 hours or you know in a season how you are in life. Sometimes you have to go a lot of years before you can figure it out. But I have to say, you are unbelievable champions. I admire and respect all of you, and it's an honor to have you in the White House, and you'll come back. And who knows, someday you might, one of you or two of you or three of you, Susie, what do you think, might come back as me. You don't want that. I don't think you want that. I don't think, it's not worth it. But it's an honor to have you here, and congratulations. And here we have some beautiful trophies, as you see. And we're going to be giving things out, and we're going to be seeing maybe some of you later. You're going to hang around and enjoy the White House for a little bit. And thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody.
We are the champions. Hey, thank you guys so much for your support, man. I appreciate it. Thank you to my members. There is an update on my list of members that I got to do today, I believe. So if you haven't seen your name on there, you will see it here next. Here we go. I want to say thank you guys for being members of my show. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. I hope that you guys like the beats. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Maria from in the mornings here. Maria is actually, I actually like Maria. She is one smart little lady, and well, she's going to talk about, I think, something about the voter rolls that's going on here. I haven't seen this. This is from yesterday, I believe. So why don't we go and get into it so that we can be updated.
Welcome back. The Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, has sent criminal referrals to the Justice Department for former Intelligence Community Inspector General Michael Atkinson and the whistleblower who helped initiate the first impeachment of President Trump back in 2019 over the president's phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Joining me now in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is the U.S. Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, Harmeet Dillon. And Harmeet, it's wonderful to have you this morning. We appreciate your time. I want to get your take on who really was behind that impeachment process for President Trump. But even more important, give us your sense of what you just heard me talk with Kash Patel about, and that is the failure of any accountability. Our audience knows exactly what happened with the Russia collusion story. No one has been held accountable. Why not?
Well, Maria, thanks for having me this morning. And I heard Kash's remarks. I agree with them. And, you know, your folks need to understand that when we start these investigations, it takes time. We have to interview a lot of witnesses. We don't want to do what the other side did, which is just jump to conclusions. And so we're building strong cases. And I think your viewers are probably familiar with the fact that some of the judges out there, particularly judges appointed more recently, have been, doing their own form of lawfare by simply denying the Trump administration's valid cases in court on numerous different cases. And so we've experienced that at the Department of Justice. And so we're trying different tacks. We're putting teams together. I'm personally involved in some of the issues that we've talked about. Like Cash, I can't talk about things prematurely before they come to a grand jury or before we're able to announce them. But I can assure you that the whole Department of Justice is very committed to this. And Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche is continuing the work started under the Attorney General Pam Bondi. And we will have news in the very near future on these issues. And there's so many issues, Maria, like you just mentioned, the Atkinson situation. I mean, we just saw the news come out in the last couple of days about the CIA's weaponization of the government and intelligence officials to concoct a fake narrative regarding the Hunter Biden laptop and sign on and lie to the American people. And they did that, many of them, on the government dime. And so there are some serious violations that may come out of that as well.
But do you feel that there, is pressure to get all of this done, for example, before the midterm elections? I mean, if the Republicans lose seats in the House, will these investigations get derailed?
I don't think so, Maria. So first of all, I mean, the election is important, of course, to all Americans, but we're going to continue our work regardless. I mean, the president has a 4-year mandate. The elections are not going to affect the dedication of the lawyers at the Department of Justice to see this through. We have a duty to do that. And frankly, if we don't do it, the American people are going to lose confidence in our elections. And that's very important to me as a civil rights lawyer who's in charge of the Voting Rights Act and all the voting issues in our country. If we don't have free and fair elections, including elections that are free from this kind of manipulation, weaponization, lying, cheating, and stealing that we have seen evidence of, I think it's very bad for our country. And I personally am here to make sure that we don't have that outcome. And all our colleagues who are political appointees at the DOJ at the high level are committed to it as well. Now, there are many cases where we've had lawyers burrowed in at the DOJ and in other agencies as well who are not with the team and, in fact, who participated in some of the bad acts in prior administrations. So part of what we've been doing this past year is house cleaning, and we've been doing that in a number of different ways. And I'm happy to share with you some of the things we found in house cleaning. At the DOJ, people have been burrowed in there for decades, doing political partisanship, and that's just not what we're supposed to be doing at the DOJ.
So what specific facts have you found? You just said there was lying and cheating. What can you tell us in terms of verifying that information? And I know you've been trying to go state by state to clean up voter rolls. What are you doing in that regard?
Yeah, so let's talk about that. We have a comprehensive effort. I've requested the voter rolls from all states in the District of Columbia. About a third of the states have voluntarily complied with us or reached settlements with us, and we've run some of those records, so I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm suing 29 states and the District of Columbia for their refusal to give us the voter rolls, to which the Attorney General or the Acting Attorney General is entitled under the Civil Rights Act of 1960. We're doing that to make sure that states are in compliance, and guess what? States are not in compliance, even those ones who want to. So for the ones that we've run so far, 60 million records that we've run, we found at least 350,000 dead people currently on the voter rolls in those jurisdictions. And we've referred approximately 25,000 people with no citizenship records to the to Homeland Security to look at dig into that further and see the extent to which people voted. I'm in touch with voting rights activists who are showing me information about people who have voted who are not American citizens. And so the left told us this never happens and it's a myth. It definitely happened. Just recently, someone was indicted in Minnesota, of all places, for voting without being a citizen. And so I've sent a document request to them on that. Minnesota has a weird vouching law that allows citizens to vouch for each other's citizenship. That's crazy and inconsistent with the Help America Vote Act. And we're not going to rest until we complete this project. Now, Maria, your audience would like to know perhaps that 5 states have actually had federal judges rule against us in this very simple request to get the voter rolls. It's such a basic voting hygiene concept in the 9th Circuit, in the 6th Circuit in Michigan, and just recently Rhode Island last week. And so we're expediting the appeals in these cases. There'll be an appeal in the 9th Circuit and the 6th Circuit soon.
Yeah. Harmeet, you are doing incredibly important work. I want to
love to listen to Maria's broadcast. She's actually very good. And then speaking of Leering Center, we have your favorite.
All right, the controversy surrounding squad member Congresswoman Omar and her finances are heating up after an initial financial disclosure listed her net worth as up to $30 million, leading to widespread calls for an investigation. Well, according to a new report, an amended filing lists her and her husband's shared assets at less than $100,000. Everybody makes $30 million mistakes. It can happen to anybody. Latest controversy over her finances prompted House Majority Whip Tom Emmer to say she does not belong in Congress. Take a look.
Not only should her accountant be fired, but that girl should be fired, and she does not deserve to be in Congress. Quite frankly, if she is discovered to be involved in any of this fraud personally, that she benefited from it, even by her actions of promoting it and trying to resist investigations, she should be held accountable to the fullest extent.
Meanwhile, questions are mounting over what led to the disappearance of 11 nuclear space-linked scientists, with House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer suggesting something sinister could be behind it. Chairman Comer is here with more. First, we'll start with Congresswoman Omar. Everybody makes a $30 million mistake. I think it's really unreasonable of you to even question it. And is there anything to the reports about an investigation into maybe immigration status problems?
Well, look, who makes a multi-million-dollar mistake on their financial disclosure form? Either her accountant went to one of those quality Leering centers in Minnesota, or she lied about it. If she lied about it, that's a felony, Sean. If her accountant went to one of the quality Leering centers, then she should work with us as a whistleblower to help us prosecute all of her fellow Somalis who were involved in this massive welfare scheme in Minnesota. Either way, she's never explained to the public how her net worth was $30 million, and if she made a mistake, how the mistake happened. I mean, it's not possible. You review that financial disclosure form. Before you hit enter, you enter all the assets in, and then it pops up, and you review it, and you hit it again. So it's highly unlikely that she made a mistake. This isn't going to go away from her, so we're going to continue to try to push for answers and see if her name pops up in any of these frauds that Vice President Vance and the House Oversight Committee are detecting in Minnesota.
What about the 11 nuclear space-linked scientists that have gone missing? Nancy Grace will join us in a minute. It's like, no way this is a coincidence. I agree with her.
Yeah, I don't see how it can be a coincidence. The odds are enormous for this to be a coincidence. We are very concerned about this. 11 different key officials in our nuclear science program in America have either died or are missing. We've asked for information from the various agencies, the Department of Energy, the FBI, NASA, all the agencies, the Department of Defense. We want to know what they know, because what I found in 3.5 years as chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Sean, is a lot of these government agencies don't communicate with each other. We want to see everything they have on all of these scientists in their various agencies to see if we can determine if there's a missing link here, something that's consistent that would help us to determine, what the cause of this is. Because again, I'm like most Americans, I don't believe that this is just a coincidence.
I don't either. It's kind of scary. We got to get to the bottom of it for sure. Chairman Comer, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you. Now,
be sure to like and subscribe.
I thought I'd give you a little bit of the Leering Center. Now I find very interesting that Ilhan Omar, for the longest time, she didn't deny her little $18 to $30 million worth. And she was when she was being accused of this. Remember this: when she was being accused of this, she kept saying how she would just love to just go back to Somalia and be the princess over there because she is a true Somali refugee, and her president is a Somalian president. But now that she is being investigated and she is going to be possibly go to jail and then get deported, I'm a little bit happier, to be honest. I'm a little bit thankful for that. Let's see. We have. No. We'll go ahead and leave that for later. Let me see. I had something else to give you. Price of the crude oil went up to $99.19 as of right now. We know that that's going to be going up and down. I do want to share maybe just some of Mother Miriam Live 5 months ago, it looks like. And she only has 69,000 subscribers. I'm surprised. She is very good. I like her. All right, let's go ahead and take a listen. This is there's a Muslim prayer room in the Vatican. Can you believe that? In the Vatican, there is a Muslim prayer room at the Vatican. Well. Catholics, how low have you fallen? Let's take a listen to her. She is such a sweetheart.
We have a comment from KZ on YouTube. Could you share your thoughts on the Vatican Library allowing Muslim scholars to pray in a designated room with a prayer rug? KZ, I don't know the full story, but it's on EWTN, and I'm going to read the EWTN article. But I don't have to read that in order to say it makes me sick. The Vatican Library would allow Muslim scholars to pray in a designated room with a prayer rug. Why would they allow Satan into the Vatican Library? That's insane. That's what they're doing. I have no understanding of that whatsoever. This is from the Vatican EWTN website, and it's titled, Did the Vatican Library Open a Prayer Room for Muslims? Isn't this awful? Okay, here's the article. Reports circulating in media outlets and on social media in October 2025, that's now, allege that the Vatican has opened a prayer room for Muslims in the Apostolic Library. This is EWTN's article. The claim is that the Vatican Library has opened a prayer room for Muslims, and the Catholic News Association, which is owned by EWTN, says the library does allow Muslim scholars a room in which to pray while they are on site doing research in the Vatican's extensive archives. In mid-October this month, sensational news coverage rocketed around internet media outlets and social media feeds. The Vatican is, quote-unquote, allowing a, quote-unquote, designated Muslim prayer room in its apostolic library, and it's put together reports from National Review, the Dallas Express, GB News, Euro Weekly News. The library has added a Muslim prayer room, it says. The Vatican has set up a dedicated Muslim prayer room at the heart of the Pope's 500-year-old library. The Holy See has opened a Muslim prayer room in the Apostolic Library. End quote from all the headlines. The headlines, the article says, are not technically inaccurate. What does that mean? If they're not technically inaccurate, they are accurate. But they appear to suggest a sort of proactivity on the Vatican's part, as if the Holy See opened up a Muslim prayer room in order to cater to Rome's Islamic population, and readers could be forgiven for thinking the endeavor is more significant than it appears to be. Oh, this sounds like compromise at every end. Indeed, the reports generated passionate criticism online. One deacon, for instance, claimed the prayer room constitutes a total betrayal of our Lord Jesus Christ, while the news outlet Zenit noted policy had sparked a quiet storm in response. I can't understand otherwise. The article continues, the truth appears to be somewhat more mundane. There's no such thing. I'm talking through this article, which I'm reading for the first time. There's no such thing as mundane when it comes to having Muslims pray in the Vatican. Their prayer, not for the truth. The prayer room's existence became widely known after the October 8th publication of an interview between the Italian newspaper La Repubblica and the priest Father Don Giacomo Cardinali, the vice prefect of the Vatican Apostolic Library. In the wide-ranging interview, Cardinali described the library as a universal institution and the most secular of the entire Holy See. Well, shame on him. Mother Miriam, who do you think you are? Shame on a cardinal? Yes. There's nothing secular about the Holy See. The most secular of the entire Holy See. There's not a bathroom in the Holy See that's secular. That is holy ground. What's happened to our world? What's happened to our prelates? Cardinali said this: our interlocutors, our research centers, public universities, the Louvre, the Metropolitan, NASA. The priest told the newspaper. They don't really know what a priest is, much less how to distinguish him from a bishop or a cardinal. Well, how have they ever, if there are secular places in the Vatican? The article says, asked if scholars or other religions ever come to the library, the priest responded, of course. Some Muslim scholars asked us who said they shouldn't. I'm not saying they shouldn't go to the Vatican Library, but some Muslim scholars, the priest said, asked us for a room with a carpet to pray. So we gave it to them. We have incredible ancient Qurans, the priest said. This is astounding, beloved. Incredible ancient Qurans, incredible copies of Satan's books, is what he's saying. My goodness, we are a universal library. No, the Catholic Church is universal. And the verdict of the article, it says, the verdict is that the Vatican Apostolic Library does indeed allow Muslims a room for prayer, but importantly, it does not appear to be a generally accessible Islamic prayer space, but rather one designated for the Muslim scholars that may be on site at the time. Further, it was only opened at the request of scholars themselves. And though it is understandable that a Muslim prayer room in the Holy See may inspire a bit of cognitive dissonance, the vice prefect of the Vatican Apostolic Library describes the space as nothing more than a room with a carpet. This is Satan's deception, beloved. Amid the sensational news coverage, Britain's Daily Mail may have said it best when it reported simply, quote, the Vatican has granted Muslim scholars' request for a prayer room. You know, that's the end of the article. So if you want my thoughts on it, it's abomination. It's an abomination. If there were a rug with Satan's portrait on it, if possible, and Satan worshipers to go in to the Vatican and have a room for prayer, what would be the difference? What would be the difference? It's everything opposed to Christ and Christianity. And anything opposed to Christ, no matter how vanilla it may seem at times, is satanic. People have called the Station of the Cross. They've written into the Station of the Cross and even EWTN to complain about how adamant I am. Mother Miriam Live is against the faith. She's this, she's that. No, I'm not. I'm for the faith. I want souls to go to heaven. And I've been asked to tone it down. I don't know how to tone it down. How do you tone down? You see the enemy leading millions of souls to Christ with the permission, with the comfort of the Vatican, giving them even a rug to soften their knees on the floor. Come on.
I'm not a Catholic. And Slappy, I'm not a Catholic. And I can tell you, bro, she speaks the truth. Now, you know, whether we, you know, the denomination or whatever, you know, religious group it is irrelevant. Everything she said, there's nothing I can say about it because it's all biblical. I can't argue with her with that. There's other things that I can argue with her about, but everything that she says is biblical. And it doesn't matter whose feelings get hurt. That is absolutely true. And this is what our faith is. This is what we believe in. So kudos to Mother Miriam, man. You know, it's just fantastic. I mean, I would call her sister, but I mean, she's old enough to say mama. I can call her mom. That's I think it's a sign of respect. But man, I really hope that she's around for a long time.
What do you want me to tone down? I want souls to go to heaven. That's why Christ died, beloved. We are being, what's the word bamboozled mean? We're being blinded by him who was once the angel of light, who is now the enemy of our souls. He knows how to disguise himself as an angel of light. How on earth has a Muslim prayer rug gained occupancy with Muslim scholars? Oh, it's not general Muslims, it's Muslim scholars. That's worse.
Go on to the world and make disciples of man. Go on to the world and preach the good news. TV, you're an idiot. Do you understand that if she ever says anything about me sharing this video, that she will be going against the word of Jesus Christ? You are one stupid son of a bitch. I'm sorry that you're that ignorant, but today you earned my insult of the day. She is, if anybody uses my channel, while I'm talking the truth, none of you will get dinged with a copyright. None of you. Use my content. Just don't alter it. Use my content. There's no copyright. I will never tell you that you owe me money. I will never report you to YouTube and say, oh my God, somebody used my content. Just don't alter it. That's all I ask. And I'm not altering her word. As a matter of fact, I'm giving her a compliment and I am promoting her channel.
Vatican Library. How does the Pope consider any room, secular, in the Vatican? We have a library here at the Daughters of Mary, Mother of Israel's Hope. We have a couple of thousand books. And we carefully go through every single book to know that whoever picks up a book, it's going to lead them to Christ and the Catholic Church. And if we find the Quran in there or any other book that's not Catholic, we have overlooked our responsibility. We may keep the Quran and other books of other religions in a place separate from the public so that we understand what their belief system is in order to help them to come to Christ. That was John Paul II's definition of ecumenism, not to give them welcome no matter what they believe, not to give them the Eucharist, not to send their souls to hell, but true ecumenism is to respect, not respect believe, but respect in the sense of don't assume what the other person believes to fight against it. Like my pastor, my Protestant pastor, and people fought against me for becoming Catholic. They never once fought against Catholic Church. They fought against misunderstandings. They never had enough respect for saving a soul to look into what the church truly teaches. They never fought against what the church truly teaches. That's true ecumenism, to have enough respect for other souls to find out what they truly believe so that you can help them. That's the only reason we'll read the Quran or any other non-Catholic book, including Protestant books. But we won't have them in our library for the public. And the Vatican not only has them in their library, but gives them a rug for worship and prayer. So, KZ, my thoughts is that it's an abomination. Just as the Pachamama, in the words of Bishop Athanasius Snyder, was the abomination of desolation in the Vatican. No one cares for souls who could let that happen. That's not ecumenism. That's leading souls to hell.
She is such a sweetheart. How can you not love this lady? How can you not love this lady, man? I'm telling you, man, she is such a sweetheart. I tell you what, my grandmother was a Christian, and she was in her way Catholic. But my grandmother, every day that I saw her, she would look. She looks like her. Every day that I always see her, she was always praying for all of her kids. She had 10 kids, and she was always praying for her 10 kids, us, the grandkids, and always praying. And, as a kid, we didn't think anything of it. But that's what I remember from my grandmother. And her heart, it's just like this lady right here, Mother Miriam. That's what they call them in the Catholic Church. I respect that. It's such a tender heart, tells the truth, whether you like it or not, but she's telling the truth. And I just loved it. My grandmother died at 104 years old. And, she had an accident in the shower, in Honduras. They don't have a lot of safety features like they do here in the States. And she couldn't recover from the accident. But she reminds me so much of her. It melts my heart to listen to her. She has so much love in her heart, and I appreciate it. You got to appreciate the good things in life. If you come into my channel, I want to say thank you so much for liking, for subscribing, for becoming members. Everybody's welcome. You can come in here and give me some constructive criticism. But if you come in here just to insult, to troll, to annoy the chat, to annoy those who actually want to have a conversation and listen, you are not welcome. This channel is made for American citizens who want to fight for America and for the truth. Let's have a conversation, but let's really have a conversation. I don't want to debate you. Number one, I will destroy you. But that's not what I want. I want to have conversations. Conversations means that we can disagree on a lot of things, but for the most part, we get to know who we really are, and that is who we are. We fight for the United States of America. Thank you so much for my patriots. Thank you for all the veterans who still defend this country. Thank you for all of you who have soldiers in the military right now. Big shout out. Love you all. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the USA. Whew, man, I'm very tired, but we'll see you guys in the next one.